What's going on, guys?
Just living life. I started a new job last month.
Okay.
Yeah, I tint windows.
Oh, how do you like that?
Window tinting. I like it. It's fun. It's like it's kind of soothing, honestly. It's like previous jobs I've had. It's always like go, 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 like fast as you can type deal. Like get as much work done as you can, and
A little more downtime with this.
yeah, downtime and like you have to be patient with it. So it's like I don't have stress now. It's crazy. Like before, I'd come home from work and I'd just be so dog tired and get off the couch, And now it's like, Jesus Christ. Oh,
Is that you?
yeah, it's my brother. But yeah, no, it's freaking. I get home now and it's just, I want to go do something. Like I'm done with work. Like I'm ready to start, like doing something after work.
What did you do before? You were trimming around tree light? I feel like that's the
No,
last.
that was him.
That's the last. That was you.
Yeah.
You were doing that.
Yeah, that was years ago.
I worked at a tire shop over by Wendy's, Goslin's.
Oh, okay.
Worked there for like a year. And then, dude, I had so many, since we've last seen each other, I've had so many different jobs. Like the last time we hung out, I was working at Sudlink. I was a contractor.
Yeah.
And then,
You were not a fan.
no, dude.
Yeah.
I hate climbing poles. It's not fun. Especially like piss and rain, lightning. No. Yeah, miss me with that.
Yeah.
No. And then I left that and I went to like a horizontal drill company where it's still like a contractor for Sudlink, but like this big ditch witch. You drill, pull conduit, digging. Dude, all I was doing is digging holes for like 14.
Thanks for a long.
Yeah,
fucking day.
it's like $16 an hour, dude, just digging holes. I'm like, yeah, that's not it. And then I left that job, went back to Sudlink actually. Got a raise when I like went back. It was interesting. And then I left that because Dustin convinced me to go to the county. Both of us.
Oh yeah, you were both at the county for a while.
Yeah, I was there. We were both summer help, so it was like what, six months?
7 months, if
Yeah.
that, something like that.
I liked it. I mean, I liked that.
Did you like it?
I mean, it was all right. I mean, him and Dustin were in McKinleyville, and I was out in freshwater.
Oh, so you were by yourself.
Yeah. I mean, it
Yeah.
definitely has pros and cons at times, but more or less, I mean, it's just a job when it came down to it.
Yeah.
I liked it. I really like paving roads and shit. That's honestly was fun. I like that shit. Like I like doing stuff like that. Like, it was fun.
It was a lot more fun when you're not just standing with a flag.
Dude, flagging?
Dude.
Trash.
I feel like you're
Trash.
slowly disintegrating.
Oh, yeah.
Standing there.
Yeah.
Dude,
Just
I-
like,
but
dude,
it's
I need
not-
to blow my brains out. I
Dude,
can't
it's so
do
hard
this.
not to fall asleep.
I would
Oh
imagine.
my god,
Do
dude.
you want to hear some shit? When I was taking you remember back when you had to get your permit and you had to log those hours
Oh yeah.
with whatever driving
Mhm.
school it was?
Oh, yeah, it was like 3 sessions.
I went with one guy, and it was late. He picked me up at like 6:30, and we had to go drive around for like an hour and a half. I'm falling asleep. I shouldn't be saying this.
Ah.
This is all alleged stuff. Supposedly,
Yeah, allegedly.
depending on who you ask, I might have been doing those long blinks where you're like,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
and we're driving, and he took me out to the beach, like out Samoa. Like we're driving out in the middle of the nowhere, and
That's a weird
I was
place.
impressionable, and I thought if I tell him, hey, can you take over? Because I need to, catch a couple Z's in the passenger
Yeah.
seat here for a sec. I just drove. I just kept driving. I was like, if we crash, this is gonna,
Yeah.
this is not, this is not gonna be good. And we made it. I don't know how we got back. I just remember doing that, and he's
Dude, I hate
talking
that.
and talking and telling me his
Wait.
life story. And I
Was
was
it the guy that loves basketball?
older
Oh,
white
yeah.
guy,
Oh, yeah.
gray hair.
Yeah.
That was Humboldt Driving School, huh?
Yeah,
Dude, that guy.
can
That
talk.
guy's, yeah.
Great, nice guy.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Nice-
really nice guy, but
but
that's all he does.
He's
the
got a lot of
entire
stories.
time.
He's got a lot of
He
stories.
loves basketball. And if you bring up
Didn't
basketball,
he coach a high school team?
He
he coached Eureka
that-
High a while
And his
ago.
son played as well. I
Okay,
believe.
that's what I'm thinking of.
This was
yeah.
a while ago, yeah.
Yeah, I just remember. That's all I remember. Is just
No, yeah. Dude, I hate that. I hate that so much. I did that like
that's how I picture that job. Is just
Oh,
just
dude.
like, doing that.
there was this one day we were in like McKinleyville on Dows Prairie and they're paving and I was stuck flagging all day, maybe 6 cars. Maybe. And we were there for like on job site, probably 6.5 hours. Dude, like I literally remember a time where I was falling asleep on the tailgate and the dump truck was coming up and they radioed to me. They're like, "You sleeping over there, Jake?" And I was just freaking popped up. I was like, "No, yeah, come through. You're good. No, keep coming." No, dude, it was bad.
Can you take, theoretically, could you take a lawn chair and just kind of plop it where you're standing
It
and sit down?
depends
Or is that going to be
if
frowned upon?
I feel like it'd be frowned upon only to like the guys in like the head office, because they're like, we're public
You gotta
roads.
stand there
like,
and be
yeah.
ready in case
Dude,
someone
standing,
shows up.
not it. No, I hate it so
no.
much.
That was so rough. Like there was one time I think we were out in. Oh crap! Where was it? Oh, we were cutting. We were brush cutting on old Elk River Road.
Mm.
No, Old Decatur Road. Sorry, Old Decatur Road, and it was it. No, you remember when? I think it was like 2 or 3 years ago when Eureka had like that record high temperature shit going on,
Yeah.
and like where I was standing, like I had the AC going in the truck, but then I had the door open at the same time. Well, all that heat from underneath the motor, the fan would push it underneath the truck and then come up right where I'm standing, because like I had to cool off with the AC.
Well, you got to leave the truck running
But,
too,
oh, dude,
because you have to have lights on and stuff. The
Yeah.
little freaking
Oh, no
stupid,
shit.
yeah. You gotta have the
Mhm.
stupid little dome light, or like start it every half hour or whatever.
That way the battery doesn't die on you or whatever. But
Yeah.
no, that was not fun. And then I got tired of standing right there by the heat, so then I went and sat on the tailgate. And then, of course, as soon as I sat down, I can't remember who it was, but one of the county guys that works in like the office, like the higher ups or whatever, he called my boss Nick and was like, yeah, one of your flag guys is kind of sitting down on the tailgate and just kind of sitting there and didn't really stand up and turn the flag or whatever. He just kind of sat on the tailgate
So
and
dumb.
turned his on. I was like, dude, it's hot as hell right now. It's like 80. Okay.
Yeah, miss me with that.
I was like,
I'm
this
okay.
is bullshit. Let me sit down for a second.
That is so weird. You think that it wouldn't be a big deal.
It's on the tailgate.
Yeah.
Like,
Or you think they'd have like a little automatic clicker and you could just plant the flag right in the
well,
middle
dude,
of the road
if you
and
play your
switch it.
cards right, you get like 2 or 3 cones, and then you shove your sign in it.
See? And then you can just twirl
yeah.
back and
Stands
forth.
up.
That's
Oh,
the
yeah.
way to do it.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Don't they make the little flag people, don't they make bank for
Like GRS and Caltrans.
Yeah,
and shit?
Caltrans.
Oh, yeah.
Starting out, they make like 20 something an hour.
Yeah, see, I'd be fine flipping a sign for 25 an hour.
Dude, I'm
I
telling
think-
you, it's rough.
Can you listen to music? Can you have your headphones in?
Oh, dude, yeah.
Okay.
There'd
So,
be
I mean,
days where,
I
like-
think you could get by for $25 an hour. Shit.
Dude, there'd be days where like me and Dustin would be flagging. It'd be me on one end, him on another end, and we're like brush cutting with like this big, it's like tractor with a big swing arm on it. But that's back when we were really into watching like gaming videos, like YouTubers playing like Blackout and shit. So we're like texting each other, like, dude, did you watch the new Blackout video? And we just set it right up on like the tailgate, or not the tailgate, but the toolbox.
Just watch
And then
it.
you like angle yourself perfectly to where your body's facing the road. Like, you're gonna see oncoming traffic, but your fucking eyes are just glued to your phone, dude. It was sweet.
That was a big movement for a while during
Yeah.
COVID.
Yeah.
I feel like everybody was watching streaming videos.
I haven't watched it as much as like I used to watch it every day, like lunch, especially because like working at the county, like your lunch, you're sitting in a truck or whatever. So I do that. Or like Suddenlink, like I'd either go home for lunch and then watch videos. Like that's where like the whole freaking, my girlfriend was just giving me shit the other day. She's like, tell me you're dating like an iPad kid if you're not, like without telling me. And it's like a video of this dude every single time he's eating food. It's just phone. I'm like, dude, that is me. Fuck. But I didn't have an iPad when I was a kid. But it's true, though. I always got to watch something. But yeah.
That's how we are now, right? We
I'm-
just got to be constantly stimulated. Look at that. You just pulled out your phone. This is the world
my
we're in,
girl.
boys.
It's
This is
my
what
girl.
happens, though.
Seems like it.
You got to hold that just a little bit farther. Did you hear that?
Yeah,
Zack?
I didn't
Yeah.
like that.
These things are sensitive. These are the bougie mics.
Honestly, that means they're good, dude.
So I got a question. You guys ready for World War III or what?
Oh fuck.
I was just talking to my brother about
Diving into
that.
that
yeah.
shit. All right, let's go.
I was talking to my brother about that because he's been in the Army for coming on 10 years.
Is he in now?
Yeah.
What's he think about all this?
He's one of those guys where it's just like, it doesn't matter. I'm getting out soon. I'm like, that's not how you should look at that. Same thing with like voting. Like, bro, he doesn't vote. I'm like, that's your boss, technically. He's like, I don't care. I'm like, all right, man, go you. I guess.
He's just in it for the job.
Yeah, dude, he's so done. He's so done. I was like, dude, just suck it up. Do like, because I think you do 20 in the military.
That's when you can retire.
Retire.
Yeah,
fully.
everything's paid, full benefits.
And he's only 26.
All
I was
kinds of
like,
stuff.
you'll get out 36. Like, you'll never have to work again. I'm like, do that, bro.
It seems like a good deal if you go in, man. If you got in right at 18, you could just ride it out until 38, and then
Yeah.
you're good.
Yeah.
It's a lot. 20
That's a long
years.
time.
20 years. Doing anything for 20 years is a lot.
Yes and no. I mean, like, I was talking to my mom the other day, and she's been working at Winco for 16 years. I was like, that's crazy. Putting on the same uniform day in, day out for 16 fucking years. I'm like, that's fucking wild. I mean, coming from a guy like me, I've had so many different jobs. I've had, like, this is like my 10th job. I'm only 23. That's a little different, but, like, I don't know. This is also one of the first jobs, like, I haven't had to wear, like, a uniform. Like, I just show up in jeans and a hoodie, and I just work. That's cool. You ever had a job like that?
With a uniform? No. I wouldn't survive.
Uniforms suck, dude.
I wouldn't even show up the first day.
Uniforms
I'm
suck.
not wearing this. we're not doing this.
Yeah, it's bad, dude.
I don't get that. Well, I mean, yeah, you want to show corporate decorum
To an
or
extent,
whatever,
yeah. I understand it to an extent.
we're
but,
all
like,
people. You can wear whatever you want. Nobody's
Yeah.
gonna.
Yeah. When I first started working at Tetral, the first couple weeks, it's kind of like a trial and error deal to see if you're actually gonna work out or whatnot. I mean, like obviously, like you want to wear like durable clothes or whatever, because I mean you get dirty and stuff like that. But I think I was wearing boots, Carhartts, and just like a black tee, and it was so much more comfortable than having to tuck in the shirt and
Yeah.
the shirt being way too long and going halfway like almost to your knees. I'm just
Dude,
like,
yeah, that sucks.
I'm like, this is uncomfortable and it's hot. I'm like, it's just
Especially
it's just not
in
it.
that, like where you're moving around, you're working with shit.
Yeah.
Why? Why are we tucking our shirts in?
Yeah.
What is this?
I hate tucking my shirt in so much, dude. Like, when I worked at Goslin, there's always this guy. There's only literally one guy who didn't tuck his shirt in. And then I would untuck mine the first few months I was there. I'm like, you need to tuck your shirt in. I always get constantly talked about. I'm like, dude, he never tucks his shirt on. Like, ever. And they're like, well, he's more on the mechanic side, so he's always bending down and doing stuff. So it's going to untuck anyway. I'm like, what do you think? I just walk around like a board all day? Like, I'm
Not
doing
bending
tires.
over, not doing
yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
All
Like,
back.
well, you deal with customers more. I'm like, no, I don't, dude. I don't ever talk to customers. Well, it's a
And
professional thing.
I think people today get it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I don't think anyone's. Oh, why aren't you guys in matching uniforms? What's
Yeah,
up
I
with
hate that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially like my old uniforms, rough. Like vertical stripes. Not it, dude. It was rough.
Was that for?
For Goslins.
Oh,
Yeah,
you guys have vertical stripes over there? That's what they were.
Yeah.
I haven't been in Goslin tires in a while.
Yeah, it's tough.
Well,
They just changed it.
loyalty, man.
See, I got you.
Yeah, see?
I want to support the crew.
Yeah.
I got my first set of tires back when I had that black Dodge.
You bought 35s or 33s? They were
I think
pro
they were
comp.
35s. They were pro comp.
They
Yeah.
were pro comp MTs. I
Yeah.
remember that. I was like, damn, that's
Nice
a
set
long
of
time ago.
tires. They let me finance them.
Mm-hmm.
I think for it's what 6 months, 0 financing. Yeah, it's a sweet
Pretty
deal.
good.
Shout out to Tetral.
Represent, dude.
Fuck Goslin tires. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah, different world, man. I think it was different in the previous generations because they cared a little bit more about
Yeah.
present. Like if someone's
Yeah.
got tattoos, I don't even care if somebody has dyed hair. Like if there's a server or you're at In-N-Out and someone's got dyed hair, why would I care?
Dude, if you're
My
cool,
hair's not dyed.
like, I don't... Yeah.
Yeah.
You wear a kilt.
As
Like,
long as you're not spitting in my food or
Yeah,
like, why
dude.
do
Yeah,
I
as long as you're
don't
doing your
care.
job right. I mean, I don't see
Shit,
what tattoos
yeah.
has to do with anything. But that's the way In-N-Out is, dude. You can't have
Can't have tattoos. I don't think you
any
can have
tattoos.
crazy piercings either. I think it's just your ears, right?
I think
I don't
In-N-Out's a
think
lot
it's
like...
any piercings. I don't think.
like military codes, like, well, for short sleeves, I think it's like anything, like a shirt line, pretty much. Like if you see it, like you're not, like you won't get accepted.
Yeah, I
which is
heard that
weird.
was a big problem with them hiring people up here for a while.
Yeah.
That's why they brought in all their own people.
Young
because,
people too.
Yeah, they couldn't find anybody
Young.
that wasn't smoking weed,
Yeah.
and they couldn't find anybody without tattoos and piercings.
Yeah.
Well, that and I feel like a lot of people just didn't want to work in fast food as well. I feel like that was definitely. I heard that that's why they brought so many people from out of town is because like no one up here knew actually how to run In and Out.
I believe that.
I guess it's different than running a Burger King or McDonald's.
I'm surprised
or
we
something
got
like
up
that.
In and Out.
But
Me too.
I mean, yeah,
That's fancy for us.
it's busy and stuff, but have you had it? Like, do you
Oh,
like
yeah.
it?
Oh yeah.
You like it?
Oh,
really?
you're about to shit on. This podcast is about to be over 30
Okay.
seconds in. We're about to cut this shit. Zach, you want to keep going, man? Just
yeah, man, kick him out.
Dude, the
It's
only
okay.
thing I hate
Just
is
give me
like
right on.
the bun. It just tastes weird. It's the only thing that does it for me.
I thought
Like
you were
the
gonna say
hamburger
the
bun.
cheese or the fry. The
The
bun
fries
No, dude, the quality of the quality of the burgers
is
it's
high.
good.
High class, bro.
It's
Honestly.
good.
The
Yeah.
bun, that's
Yeah.
what trips you up.
Yeah, it's just
I've never
I don't
really
know.
thought that much about the bun. I'm gonna be honest.
That and the regular fries, man.
No, you got to go animal style.
Animal style
You-
bus.
yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Yeah. I did their protein style for the 4x4s for a little while. That's depressing.
What's that?
It's just a lettuce wrap instead of a bun.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
It's good. Every
It's-
once in a while, dude, it's so like
It's good because you don't have all that bread,
yeah,
but I can get down on a bun. I'm a bread guy for sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
I like fries, dude. I do like fries.
My order there is I'll do a 4x4 and 2 orders of animal fries. Fucking
Really?
Pig the fuck
I
out.
say, yeah,
I go to
dude.
town, and then I feel like shit for the next
Yeah.
6 hours. I'm like, I can't move. Then we pull back in. But
Yeah.
the bun, I'm gonna have to pay attention to that next time I go.
It's just and it sucks too because like they smell so good. Like driving by,
Oh,
I'm
every
like,
time
damn.
you hit that stop sign or the stoplight right there at the bottom of the hill,
Mm-hmm.
dude.
Yeah,
all
smells
that.
good.
If your
not
windows
gonna lie.
down, it smells
Yeah.
so good.
Try a protein style. You might like that. It's just a
freaking-
basic lettuce wrap.
I freaking
I might have to try that.
because my
It's
girl,
not bad.
yeah,
It's not bad.
it's good. And my girlfriend, we've been doing like keto on and off and stuff, which that's another thing. That's weird. But I got keto because I used to work at Goslin, so it was right. Wendy's was right across the street. So she's like, well, I was asking her, I was like, I don't even know what the fuck keto is. She's like, well, you just got to cut down on like carbs and
Happiness.
bread. Yeah, that's what I said.
All the good shit.
I was like, yeah, I can't have
Everything
anything
that tastes good,
Yeah.
you can't have it.
And so I went in there and I was just like, oh, can I get a lettuce wrap burger? I was very surprised. It was good. It was really good. And then I felt so weird though, because like, that's not how you eat a burger.
Yeah.
Like, burgers are not.
You kind of feel like a bitch.
Yeah, I'm like,
I mean, if we're being
yeah,
honest, you
start
kind of feel
sitting
like
up straight and like,
you're like hunched over trying to hide it as you're eating.
love
it,
this
like,
burger.
Don't look at me. I swear I'm an American. I don't have my bun. I didn't know Wendy's did that though.
I'm pretty sure anywhere does it. You
Yeah,
ask
just as
for
long
it.
as you ask for
Hey.
a lettuce wrap,
Yeah.
it should be.
Yeah,
should
they
be
all have
totally fine.
lettuce, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Some places throw it together. Like I got one from McDonald's one time, and like normally they'll like layer that. It's like a burrito, damn near, because they'll freaking
Wrap
cover the
it.
whole thing. Yeah. No, McDonald's is literally like lettuce. I'm like,
To be fair, it's
Sick.
McDonald's though.
Yeah, well, yeah,
If
yeah.
it's edible, you're
Yeah.
in a good group
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, you kind of get what you pay for.
Yeah. So keto.
it's weird, dude.
Is that your girlfriend's idea?
Yeah, she's been doing it like on and off and stuff. But like, have you ever tried keto?
Yeah.
Dude, I felt weird for like a week. Like I didn't have like energy almost. Like I felt so depleted. Like it was weird. Cause I wasn't drinking any soda either. So no energy drinks. Just trying to drink water. I still have coffee, but it's coffee.
Coffee's keto.
Is it really?
Black coffee's keto.
Black coffee.
You start putting sugar and milk in there, and then it's like, oh,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
not
yeah,
keto
yeah.
anymore.
Watched it.
Dude, I felt so weird for like a week. I just couldn't do it.
They call it the keto flu. It depends. It hits
Yeah,
people
I was
at
sick.
different times.
Not
but
like
yeah.
sick, but like I didn't feel good.
It's your body switching from burning carbs as its primary fuel source
Yeah.
to ketones and stuff.
Bro,
And
I would-
fat.
I
You're
would-
burning fat. You're producing ketones.
I would be fucked up if I did that. Yeah, dude, I couldn't do that.
You know what his diet is?
Dude, it's bad.
What is it?
It's bad.
Every single day is fast food.
Oh, yeah.
Every single day.
Every day.
Almost
every single day.
So something fast food, yeah.
No water. His body
Like,
doesn't know H2O.
A meal a day or like multiple meals a day?
I hate to say it, but
sometimes
probably
3. Honestly.
depending on like what we get for lunch. Okay, almost every single day I'll go to Taco Bell.
Bro, I would die. I would
Almost
die.
every single morning. I'll get a bacon
He
breakfast
doesn't gain
crunch
any
wrap.
weight. He's the same high
And
school
you feel fine?
Wow.
You don't feel lethargic
Totally
or
fine. Every once in a while, I say like once a month, I might get like a little weird or something. But other than that, no problem at all.
But no water.
you didn't drink any water?
Dude,
No.
I hardly drink any water.
Well,
Yeah,
Big
I'm
Bertha
not,
over
I'm not there
I remember
yet.
you busting that out a couple podcasts ago.
I got that back during COVID because they
Yeah.
shut down the water stations at the gym.
Yeah.
And so if you could only fill up at your house, and I was like, I'm not gonna. What am I
I'm
gonna
gonna drink
do?
one water bottle while you're trying to go
Yeah, I'm
work
just
out.
gonna bring this huge thing with me now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't drink any water.
Yeah, dude. I might drink like a couple gulps here and there from like the water fountain at work, but I mean, other than that, I'm just like,
Dude, since I've lived
That
with-
is so crazy.
Yeah,
That is
dude.
so
I'm like,
crazy. I
dude.
drink 3 of those a day at least.
yeah, she, no.
Yeah. I
Do you
drink a lot
pee
of water.
37 times?
I'm peeing. I pee constantly.
Jeez.
Yeah, you
Absolutely.
must, dude. That's
Absolutely.
crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Constantly.
Dude, I used to be the same way. Like, realistically, I'd have like a glass of water a week. But I got COVID on.
Hey, I'll cheers to that.
Did you get COVID?
Yeah, I got COVID.
Shit,
Hey.
dude.
Did you get COVID? All right.
Fuck,
You know,
no,
Zack,
I didn't.
Well, sort of.
Are you vaccinated?
Uh,
Oh, touchy subject.
no, you're fine. I don't care. I got the first 2, but that's I got the first 2, but then like I didn't go back and get like the boosters or anything like that, and
I
other
didn't get
shit that-
anything. Yeah,
I
I
don't
didn't
know.
get anything. I got COVID. I'm in the clear now.
Dude, my mom's been on my ass about it. She's like, you've already had it. You need to get the vaccine. I'm like, why? I've had it. My body has the
I
vaccine.
had COVID, and while I had COVID, I was calling around to try to get the antibodies.
Mm.
More so, it was a group of 3 of us that had it, and the other 2 had it. I would argue worse than I had it. I wasn't that
I had
bad.
it bad. I'm not going to lie.
Did you have a sore throat?
I'm not exaggerating. I had every single symptom.
Ooh.
Every single
Yeah,
one.
he was-
Like, even
Oh,
some of
that's
them.
rough.
Every single one. For 2 days, I was the sickest I've ever been. But I had to take a week off from work. After the rest of the 2 days, literally watched like 3 seasons of freaking like Criminal Minds and 2 seasons of The Flash within like 3 or 4 days. I'm like, I'm going fucking crazy in this house. Dude, it's not fun.
that was
Not
funny
fun.
as
I
hell,
downloaded
dude.
Disney Plus and started watching old Disney movies. Because
Yeah.
I went through, I felt
Motherfucker,
like I
man,
went through
dude.
everything on Netflix, and I was
Yeah.
like, I guess we're moving on to Disney Plus now.
I freaking,
All the old Disney Channel ones they used to
Hell
stream when
yeah,
we were
dude.
kids. Yeah, went through the old catalog.
yeah.
Back when they were actually good.
But I called around to try to get the antibodies.
Mm.
Nobody would give them to me.
What the?
Basically, I was too healthy because I didn't have any underlying conditions. They would not give any antibodies. Called like 8 different clinics.
That's
Um,
dumb.
Talked to the people that actually administer it over at
Mm.
St. Joe's there. Nobody. Oh, you don't have any underlying conditions? Yeah, you're not getting this.
That's weird,
what the
man. That's really weird.
Well,
And the
then what's
people
the
that
point of
at
having-
St. Joe said, "Oh yeah, you should be able to get it fine." I told them I was
That's
like, "I
so
don't have
weird.
anything. I'm just, I have COVID,"
Yeah.
which I thought was the only requirement to get those, which is what they
You'd
say
think
because it's
so,
supposed to
yeah.
help.
Yeah.
Yeah, wouldn't give them out.
That's fucking
See, that's
weird.
retarded. Then what's the point of having the antibodies?
We have this effective treatment
Yeah.
that once you get COVID, you're supposed to take, and then
Yeah.
you're good. But we're not gonna give that to anybody. So
That's
there's
weird, man.
Yeah,
Doesn't make any sense, and that's honestly kind of irritating. It really is.
and then they're bitching about people not using these treatments.
Yeah.
Well, you're not giving
You're
them.
not
Why don't
to
giving
you
them.
people.
You're not-
hand them out when they're asked for?
Yeah,
Like,
you're not. Yeah.
That seems weird.
That's weird, man.
I didn't get that. I got to try to get a doctor on to be like, listen, you fucks, what are we doing here? What
What's
is going
going
on?
on
What
here?"
is going on?
Just
Is
pin
it-
him down.
is-
You tell me right now.
Well,
Some
now
kind
they're
kind of
saying
secret
that they
password or something?
don't work or something for Omicron or whatever.
that's. I think that's one I had because I had it. Dude, it was
You got hit with everything. You had all the symptoms.
every single one, and
I
we
had
we
the
all.
sore throat was pretty rough for me. That was
Dude,
it.
it literally. I've had like strep throat like twice, and strep throat I would take every single day of the week over that like sore throatness that I had. It was so bad. Cause we planned this like we had a New Year's party where we were gonna go to at my girl's parents' house or whatever. It was like us, Dustin, Sabrina, and then like my girlfriend's cousins, shit like that. And like the week before that, Zack had a cough. I was like, I swear to God, you get me sick. He's like,
It's just a cough.
he's all, it's just a cough.
It's
I'm like,
literally
"Dude,
just a cough.
no."
That's it.
And then it literally got progressively worse. And then the day before, it was December 30th. I was like, dude, I feel like shit. And then my girl's like, you should take a COVID test. Like, we're going to go to this party. Like, there's going to be a lot of people there, you'd feel real bad if you got, like, my cousins sick that are from Reading and stuff. I was like, yeah. So I went and took one. Positive. I was like, great. So I had to stay home during freaking New Year's and, like, see all these people having fun. I was like, dude, this is bullcrap. And then that following Monday, I had to call my work and be like, oh, yeah, I tested positive for COVID. Zack went to work on Monday, got sent home because he's had a cough and stuff. And it was so funny, dude. Because I was telling him, I was like, you should stay home from work. You should stay home. He's like, dude's a cough. And his work's like, oh, yeah, you got to go get tested. Went, got tested, positive.
No.
But all he had-
You were positive?
No.
But he, it's weird because most of the symptoms are like a head cold, which is pretty much what he had. 'Cause he just had like pressure in his nose and then a cough.
Yeah, like that congestion.
Dude,
Yeah.
it's dumb as shit. So that weekend that he got sick, me, my dad, my oldest brother, and
Yeah, he wasn't even home.
Dustin, we all checked out and went down to a fucking Niners game.
This man went to one of the most public places you could access to at the time with COVID. He was
Well,
positive.
see, the thing is, I took a COVID test before we left because my dad's he's kind of older,
True, yeah.
and that one came back negative.
Didn't you take?
And then I took one when I got back, and then that one was one of those like take home tests or whatever. That was that second line was ever so slightly there. I was like, God damn it. I was like, all right, fine. So then that's when my work sent me home Monday. And then I was able to go to the same, we went to the Warfinger building, right?
Yeah, I went to the little open door wharf place wherever they do COVID testing. By the way, that shit looks weird. You been in there?
Down the Warfinger building down off.
No, waterfront?
Yeah.
Down there?
They were doing COVID testing there?
Yeah, it
Oh,
looks.
I didn't know that.
It looks like something you see in a movie. It looks like a little quarantine zone. There's like cubicles, and everybody's like doing this, like making sure you get nowhere near them. I'm like,
Oh, yeah, dude. It was
chill.
trippy.
And they're all in like the whole freaking
PPE.
like surgical
decked out,
suit
yeah.
looking ass stuff. And I was like, Jesus.
Contagion.
Yeah. It looked like something out of a movie. I was
Yeah.
like, dude, this is so dumb.
Yeah, so then I went and took that test, waited 3 or 4 days for that. But then it was weird because they still had me come to work.
Went back to work.
I went
waiting
back to
for
work
his
waiting
results.
for the results. But back before I even, I think this was like a month before that, my other coworker got COVID, and he was told to stay home the
Which
entire
makes
time.
sense, right?
Stay
Mhm.
home, wait for the results, and obviously if it's positive, whatever, then wait the 15. Is it 15 days? Or
Now
10
it's
days?
2 weeks.
Now
It
it's now
was a
it's like
month or
5
something like
days.
that.
Yeah.
Now it's 5
they
days.
dropped it a lot.
Yeah. CDC, they're all over the place.
Yeah,
It's just like,
But they made him stay home, wait until they got the test, which is like 4 or 5 days. So there's a full week of him not coming to work. We're just waiting for results. I was like, why are you guys having me go send me home, take a test, and then come back to work the next day? I was like,
Yeah, he called.
why is that?
His boss is like, well,
I was like,
if you
"No."
could come in, that'd be cool. He's all, all right.
Dude,
Sounds
it's-
good.
we'd love to have you.
Yeah, pretty much.
Don't
I don't-
spit on anybody, but. Huh.
I don't get it, dude. I really don't. It doesn't make any sense to me. I'm like,
Everybody was so all over
the
the
hell,
place
dude?
with what you should do and what
Yeah.
you shouldn't do.
So
and
weird, man.
that was their reasoning too, of bringing me or having me come back, because like, I can't remember. It was one of the office ladies that was staying like up to date on it. Because like me personally, I don't give it. I really don't care. I really don't when it comes down to it. But one of the office ladies up there was like on top of it, and she's like, well, to be honest, like I really don't know what to do, because they're saying that you can do this if you don't have these, but if you have these, then you can't do this. I was like, this is dumb. Like, literally jumping through hoops to
Mhm.
try and come to work. And it's like, this is kind of ridiculous. It's like, it's either I'm at work and you're gonna keep me at work, or you're gonna send me home until
Yeah.
we know what's going
well,
on.
there was that
weird.
big debacle where I don't know if it was towards the beginning or towards the end, where they were letting doctors who were testing positive for COVID
Come to
still
work.
come to
Yeah,
work.
I
They
heard about
needed them
that,
to come
yeah.
to work.
That's
See what?
And then in the middle they were firing people for not getting vaccinated.
Yeah.
It's like, what? Okay, make that make sense.
Yeah, that whole
For a
thing.
second.
Like I've seen on Facebook and stuff that like nurses and stuff were they were getting threatened to get fired because they didn't want to get vaccinated. But then through the whole pandemic, they were needed. I was like,
yeah.
okay, so let me get this straight. So if you would have sent home those nurses for whatever reason, we'd still be back where we were fucking, what, year and a half ago, 2 years or something like that. I was like, why are you gonna fire them now because they're not vaccinated? But then when you needed them, then you got no problem with them not being vaccinated. But once it's under control or whatever it is now, but then
Well,
now,
nobody's talking about it now.
yeah, see,
Yeah,
they don't.
nobody
Once
cares
Ukraine
now.
popped
Yeah.
off, that shit was the
Yeah.
old news cycle.
Yep,
We're
drop
done. We're
that.
done with COVID.
The hell's shooting? What's going on over there?
Yeah, Ukraine's selling more. We gotta push that.
Dude, freaking me
That's
and Zach
crazy.
were talking about that the other day. We're like, do you remember? It was literally like something of a movie. Like there was a nation curfew. That was weird. That was so weird, man.
Lockdown. People, the
Yeah.
streets were empty.
Yeah, it was
LA,
weird.
New
When-
York.
I heard that.
We
I've seen
were-
on Facebook that there was tanks and people fucking with guns and shit. Like,
Well, that's martial law. I think there was just
Still, that was
threatening with
crazy, though.
stuff.
I'm like, you got tanks
Well, they've
rolling
done
through
some
cities.
stuff in DC. I don't know about tanks, but they locked down DC pretty hard after the
Yeah,
January 6th stuff.
freaking. Cause I remember I was living behind Dustin in those apartments, and like we'd be out in his front yard just drinking or something like that. Cops just roaming the streets 24/7. Like, dude, this is weird. Like it feels like something out of a movie. It was scary.
It's crazy to think about what we have lived through in the
Yeah.
past 2.5 years.
Yeah.
Like when you really think about it, like nobody went to work for like 2
Dude.
weeks. Like we just stopped. Everybody just stopped.
I had to get a
Mhm.
freaking note from like the company that I worked for when I worked at the creamery. Bro, I was making ice cream, by the way. They're like, yeah, you're still essential. We're gonna have you come to work. You know, here's a
that
here's a
essential,
note.
non-essential. That was such a
That's so
joke.
stupid,
Bro, I'm making
dude.
Costco ice cream. That's essential. Costco can eat a
Depends.
dick,
It
pal.
depends on who you ask. I
Yeah.
mean,
True.
And they're like, oh yeah, here's a note in case you get pulled over on your way to work. I'm like, why the fuck? What?
Better not be getting pulled over. I'm on my way to
That
work.
was so weird, man. So weird. Yeah.
you got to be careful because we can slip into that so easily.
Yeah.
That authoritarian
Yeah.
state of mind where it's like, nope, this is what you have to do. Everybody's doing this.
Yeah.
You don't get a say.
Well, especially like, I feel like a lot of, it's kind of rude to say, but a lot of people like our age are so uneducated in news and stuff like that like they see something that the government says or something like that they're just like, oh yeah, absolutely, like we have to do that. Or but then there's the other side that's like, I don't want to do that, like you can't make me and stuff. So
We're educated to comply,
yeah.
I think, in a weird way.
Oh yeah.
Like our generation pushed that so hard, that compliance aspect of, no, this is what you have to do, not for you,
Right.
but to be a good community member, to be
Yeah.
a good person, you have to do that. You have to do this for grandma to save everybody's
Yeah.
life. This is what you have to do. And then lo and behold, even if you're vaccinated, you can still spread this shit.
Yeah. Like my brother's in the military, obviously. He got COVID bad too. Like right before I got it. I'm like, how do you have COVID? You're vaccinated. He's just like, well, it's not really a cure. It's more of like symptoms aren't as bad. I was like, you're in the hospital right now. How's that not bad? And he got all butthurt and stuff. And I'm like, all right, man, I'm not trying to make you mad. I got questions. So
I don't think we're ever gonna get answers to
Oh,
what
absolutely.
really. To
No.
what really. Do
No.
you guys believe the whole Wuhan lab theory
what's that? I
What
that
was
COVID
that?
came out of the lab in Wuhan? You guys haven't
oh,
heard
like
about
it
that?
originated in China or
Yeah.
something like that?
You guys haven't heard about that?
Hey, I'm not gonna lie, dude. I live under a rock.
That's a good
Like-
place to
like,
be.
I
I'm
stay-
trying to crawl under.
I
a rock.
stay
That's what I'm
away
doing with
from
this.
that.
Is I'm trying
Yeah.
to just shut my
I
shit
stay
down.
away from the news. I stay away from politics. I stay away from all of that. I mean, obviously, that's probably not the smartest thing to do, but like
I think it's healthier.
nowadays, I'm just like,
yeah, it's definitely like
I
a
don't have,
mental
like-
healthness. Yeah.
like some people like lose their mind. Well, okay, maybe not lose their mind, but like some people get like truly upset about like politics and like
Oh, for sure.
really get like fired up about it. I'm just like, why?
Yeah, for sure,
What's
man.
What's the big deal?
You can get sucked into that world, that
Quick,
shitty
too.
politician
Quick,
world, and you're
too.
just feeding off the news, and then you're just a piece of shit. You're not a fun.
Yeah,
you're not
dude,
a
it's
fun
not-
person to be
no,
around.
there's no-
I was that person for a
Yeah.
while at the start of this because I thought everybody was gonna die. I came back from New York, and I landed and spent a couple days hanging out with friends and stuff, and then they text they put out a broadcast on the local news that night, a couple nights after I got back, and listed a couple flights that came in that had people with COVID on them. And they're like, if you were on this flight, hey, get checked out.
Mm.
And this was like March 2020, before shit really started to hit the fan.
Yeah.
And I was freaking. I saw Kaz back when Maria was pregnant,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, I might have just given it to them.
Yeah.
And then what if they're
Like, oh crap.
what if they lose the bit? Like what?
Yeah.
I'm starting to think.
all
No,
kinds
yeah.
of what ifs.
I didn't leave my house for the next 3 months. I stayed. I didn't go. I didn't see anybody. I didn't do anything. And then I started this podcast after, but I didn't do anything because I felt so
Crazy.
bad. And I was like,
Yeah,
what,
you know.
What
and
if?
all I was doing was consuming the fucking news. That's all. I was watching CNN, NBC, ABC, and
Yeah.
I was going to school at the time, so I was just in my room working on schoolwork and watching the news.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have been around myself if I had the option. I'd be like, fuck this guy. What are we doing?
Yeah.
You don't want to be that person. You want to have a cursory knowledge of what's going on so that you can say,
Yeah.
oh, like we can kind of have, I don't know a lot about this, but we can talk about it. But you don't want to be the guy that's, oh no, I've got this.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was like,
Just watched the CNN breaking news report last night.
like my brother touched base on this, I think on his last podcast, is that if you play the Fox News and you play CNN, it's the same story, but it's
Completely different.
it's completely different, and I'm just like, what's the point in watching that then? What's the point?
There's no way to get unbiased news anymore.
Dude, I haven't watched like a news like station. Fuck. Probably like 12 years, honestly. Like my mom used to watch it
Same.
every morning. And I think the last time, yeah, it was probably like 12 years. Damn. That's crazy. And she
So that's so long. Holy shit.
Yeah. That's crazy. My mom used to be really like into the news and stuff like that. I'm like, Mom, it's the news. Like it doesn't most of the stuff that they're saying doesn't affect your everyday life. So like she was getting consumed too, honestly.
You feel like the world's ending
Yeah.
if you watch 30 minutes of the news.
Yeah.
I feel like it all depends on what kind of news you watch. If you watch like a more open, I believe that's what CNN is, right? It's more like a worldwide kind of news kind of deal.
I don't know what CNN is anymore.
Okay,
Shit.
well, because yeah, I mean, like obviously, if like you watch like News Channel 3 or whatever, I mean, you know, that's local news. So, I mean,
Yeah.
if I was to watch any kind of thing or something like that, it would be more the local, like
That's probably the way to do it.
the world.
Yeah, pretty
Cool.
much.
The
Like if
world
something's so bad
is
happening
gonna
in the
do what
world,
it's gonna do.
it's gonna be on local news. You know what I mean? So I feel that part. Yeah.
And then you don't have that doom and gloom of
Yeah.
everything else that's going on.
Yeah. Something that's happening in fucking Kentucky that has nothing to do with you. You're starting to overthink about. Like my mom used to do that with like school shootings and stuff like that, especially because it used to be really bad. You remember like, man, we were probably sophomores or juniors in high school. Like school shootings were like a very common thing.
Wasn't there
My
one
mom
time
was-
when there was like 3 or 4 of them in a week or
Yeah,
something
it
like
was-
that?
Before COVID, they were back
was
when we were in high
common,
school.
yeah.
There were
which is
Lots a
crazy to think
lot.
about. That's crazy to think about. That people used to literally, like, just go into a public school and be like, I'm having a hard time in my life. I'm just gonna start killing people, not any other people, like children. That's crazy. Like, that's crazy. Yeah.
It's weird to think about what would possess somebody, how low you have to get
Yeah.
to do that.
Yeah. Like
'Cause that's a-
low,
Yeah.
because like, I don't know. Like I said, my mom used to be really into it and stuff. And my mom would always over exaggerate. And if you ever see somebody acting weird at school, try to be their friend. You know, make sure they're doing all right. I'm like, I don't want to. Like, I guess I used to be shy. You know, I used to have a very small friend group. Like it was Zack and Dustin. That was it. Maybe like 2 other people. I'm like, I don't want to. I know everybody I need to know. I don't need to know anybody new. Yeah.
Well, the crazy thing is, everybody knows that one kid, right? There's always that one kid at school where it's like this kid could
He's a pot, yeah.
this kid could pop
Do it.
off.
Oh yeah, I feel like there's definitely like 1 or 2 that was our age. I'm not gonna name names.
I
'cause that'd be
can't
rude.
even think
but
of the name of the one I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
He had orange hair.
Yep. I know exactly who you're talking about.
Yeah. But I tried talking to that kid a couple times because we had music class together, and he would just
He's
shit all
rude,
over you for
rude,
for trying to
very
say
rude,
anything.
yeah.
Like, hey,
I used to ride the bus.
what's
with
going
him,
on?
Yeah. He just instantly snapped back at you because he think you were making fun of him or something. Like,
but he would
"Alright,
joke
man."
about shit like that.
Yeah.
He would joke about
He had
fucking people
a
up.
twisted sense of humor. I feel like he
But
definitely did.
I wonder if you. I don't think he was on that trajectory of someone that would do that. Like he was down a road that wasn't a good spot to be in. I don't know if he had been pushed down there because he had been bullied. It would be interesting to talk to. I don't know where his life took him, but
Yeah, I was about to say. I wonder how he's doing now. Like,
yeah.
what he's doing nowadays.
But I don't know. I never knew. He just like showed up one day in my life because I took this guitar class and I had class with him, and that was
Mhm.
like the first time I'd ever met him. And then I brought him up to other people, and they were like, "Oh yeah, I don't.
Psycho.
Yeah, watch out for that kid."
Yeah.
But do you think he was bullied and got like how do?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, dude,
It's gotta
'cause
start
people
somewhere.
definitely.
Dude, looking back, like, kids were
Definitely.
so mean to other kids. Like, I never necessarily was bullied or anything, like, bad, harshly at all. But, like, some of the things that people would just remotely say, like, hurt your feelings. I can imagine, like, the things that people would say to him and stuff. Because I witnessed a few of it. And I'm like, you guys have to have some really tough home lives or something to picking on somebody else like that harsh. It's crazy.
I never really witnessed any hardcore bullying.
A lot of it happened on the bus or like waiting
Yeah, never. I
before
stayed
the
off
bus,
the bus.
bro.
I was like, fuck that. I don't
Nah,
need
I'm
any part.
good.
I'll walk.
Yeah,
Wherever I gotta go, I'll walk.
Yeah, I hated the bus, dude.
Yeah,
So
that just seemed
bad.
like a shitty spot to be.
So bad. I think it was sophomore year. I just stopped taking the bus altogether. Like I would beg my parents, beg them, and if they couldn't take me, I would walk. And I lived like all the way over by Winco, so I'd walk to work or bike. I was like, I'm not taking the fucking bus because it smells too. You ever taken the bus? Well, you took it when you went to like Lafayette or whatever.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
was
would
What's
take
the
it home.
smell, dude?
You want to hear a story about a bus? I think this was the last time I ever rode any bus. And I think it was in elementary school or something.
Mm.
Do you remember Christian De La Sada? Shout
Oh,
out to Christian. I
yeah.
haven't talked to that kid in a long
That
time.
was a cool guy.
We rode the bus to the Bayshore Mall because my parents couldn't take us and his parents couldn't take
Mm.
us. And we were like, well, let's go to the mall.
Mhm.
And this was my first time ever being in public transit.
I've
And he's
never
like,
been
oh,
on
yeah,
one.
I do it all the time. Let's go. So we caught the bus. This lady hops on, sits in front of us, gets off 2 stops later, and she stands up, and there's a shit stain down the back of her skirt. And I'm like,
What the?
this is not right.
Bro,
So
that's fake.
something's
That's fake, isn't it?
up here, and I just remember us looking over the seat in front of us where she was sitting, and it's just plastered
Oh, that's
on the seat, and I was like,
disgusting.
not doing this shit. I never rode the school bus after that. I never rode a
Just
public
ruined
bus.
all the
It's like, we're
buses.
done. I don't need
Bus
that.
rides?
I don't
Nah,
need that in my life. But that's public transit. What do you-
Yeah.
I've
like,
never been on a public bus ever.
would not recommend.
Yeah.
I've been on. You know what? Now I think about it, I've never been on a local bus here, but back when my sister lived down south in Santa Rosa, I've been on a couple buses with her and stuff. I mean, like it wasn't like bad. I mean, it was like typical like bus. I mean, it was like nobody was like crazy or like out like stood out or anything or was like doing anything weird or nothing. But I mean, I definitely wouldn't want to take the bus. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But I mean, obviously some people have to. So I mean, like you gotta do what you gotta do. But if there's any way I could avoid it,
No.
nah, not for
Yeah,
me.
actually, I'm full of shit. I've ridden the bus in Mexico. I've ridden public transit in
You've
Mexico.
been to Mexico?
Yeah.
When'd you go to Mexico?
I've been to Mexico a lot. We used to go down there like every year for a while when I was young, growing up.
Hmm.
We would go down there because my grandfather immigrated from down there. We never like saw family or anything down there. But we
Right.
would just go. We would just go hang out in Mexico.
Hmm.
It's great. It's nice down
I
there.
want to go to Mexico hell bad.
Mexico's nice.
Me and my girlfriend have been talking about Cabo a lot. Like a lot.
Cabo's cool. Cabo's like Southern California.
Yeah.
It's-
That's what I figured.
Yeah, you don't have to speak any Spanish. Everybody speaks English.
Well, like my boss he's Mexican, so he goes like to Mexico like once a year at least. I'm telling him, I was just like, I want to know like some good tourist spots to go, and he's throwing out these names, and I'm like, I've never in my life heard of that spot. He's like, really? It's really popular. It's been around like I don't know, long time. I'm like, yeah, I've never heard of that.
Puerto Vallarta's pretty cool. That's a really nice
I
spot.
heard about that one
Yeah,
too.
that's a good spot. Cancun's really popular for
Yeah,
tourists.
very Cancun.
Cabo's super popular. As long as you go to the tourist spots, you're pretty good.
That's what. Yeah.
I've been hearing that it's getting a little more dicey.
That's what my boss is saying because he technically owns the tent shop now, but like when he would drive, his family has like a Kia, like little SUV or whatever. It's murdered out with tint, right? Every time they go down south, they have to, or every time they go to Mexico, they have to rip that tint off. Because I guess, like, I forgot how he, like, explained it, but pretty much it's like, if you have tint, they think you have money, so they'll try to rob you. I'm like, that's fucking tough. So I was like, yeah, I don't want to go to where you live, so. Because he's like, yeah, the place that I go, like, freaking his dad just bought, like, a new Ranger, and down there you can get, it's an extended cab or a four-door, I can't remember, but it's diesel, four-wheel drive, manual. I was like, that's fucking sick. And his dad literally got pulled over by the police down there because he thought he stole it. I'm like, that's crazy, dude. And they literally were trying to impound his truck and all this shit. Like, he put wheels and tires on it and everything. And they're trying to impound it. And his dad's just like my name's on the title, all this stuff. The cops were like, well, whatever. But I was like, that's crazy.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend driving down for. I'd
No,
fly.
fuck
I'd fly to the
no.
resort, kind of
Yeah.
stay in the resort
Stay
area.
around the resort.
Yeah.
It's like,
I
"Oh,
really,
this is cool."
I really do want to go like Cabo or Cancun because
It's beautiful.
I heard like the Mexican dollar isn't it way less than an American dollar? It's like 10 pesos.
Yeah, I don't know what the exchange rate, but your money goes farther down there for sure.
Yeah, because what he explained it, because he said they just built a house down there, and it was $750,000 down there, but like up here it would be like $180,000 house. I'm like, that's crazy. He's like, yeah, it's 3 stories, all this stuff. I'm like, that's crazy. So
Yeah, they're making like. I'm gonna throw this out there. Like I know this is a fact, but they're making like $3 a day, $5
Yeah.
a day, like
Yeah.
construction work. Like there's no
that's wild
regulation or rules.
Yeah.
It's a different world down there.
for sure. Yeah.
It's definitely worth checking out. I love it. I'm trying to get my dad to get his dual citizenship so that I can get mine
Yeah.
to buy something down there.
Only reason I really do want to go is one, I really, really am a fan of like warm weather. I really love like the beaches and stuff like that. So I really do want to go like somewhere where it's like a nice beach and warm. There's nothing more like depressing than going to the beach and it's fucking cold, you know?
Like here,
Yeah.
Yeah.
go out to Samoa and it's freezing and the
Yeah,
wind's
there-
blowing.
yeah.
Like,
I woke up this morning and I was like, man, it's overcast. I was like, this sucks. I was
yeah.
like, it's all like dewy and drizzly, and I'm just like, I want to stay in bed all day. I don't even want to get out of bed anymore, dude. This is stupid.
It weighs on you.
Yeah.
It really
Yeah.
takes a toll. Like,
Yeah.
like I've thought about that. It was just like where it's sunny, little windy, but I mean, nothing like extreme or nothing like that. And I'm just like, damn, I'm in a way better mood when it's sunny and like can roll to the
Yeah.
windows down and
I
like
love
actually
that.
have a good
Vitamin
time.
D, baby.
Yeah, but then like it's all rainy. I was like, fuck, like damn, this sucks. But
Yeah.
I just don't like rain in general. Like if it could not rain a day from here on out, perfect. But I mean, obviously that's not ever gonna happen, of course. But
I like the rain. I like it. It's about balance. You gotta
Yeah.
have the sun. You gotta.
Yeah.
I like the rain, but when you're in the rain for a few months, you're like, okay, we're done with this.
cut this out
Yeah,
now.
we can have some sunshine.
Dude, after like working in the rain, multiple jobs in the rain, I hate the rain so much. Oof. I think the most thing I hate about it, one, is just the cold. I don't like being cold. Like, I hate it so much.
When it's raining and it's warm, it's not bad.
Oh, I love it.
If you're
yeah.
working
It's
outside,
cool, yeah.
not bad because you can strip down to a base
And the
layer.
wind too, honestly. Like if it's rain
It's when
and
it's
wind,
cold.
wind is not the move.
And you get
So
soaked
then
to
the
the
wind
bone.
like zips the rain too, so it puts an extra little sting on it. I'm
Oh
like,
yeah,
mm.
yeah.
not fun on that.
Yeah, no thanks. Hard pass.
Then no.
I'd rather work in the sun. But then I wouldn't rather work in 90-degree weather. I roofed one summer and it was probably, we were hitting 80s. That shit sucks. It's just as bad as working in the rain.
Yeah.
I like warm weather. Like when we used to work for the county, we're paving this road out in Hoopaw, and when you lay asphalt, I think it's like 275 degrees or
Something like
almost
that,
300
asphalt
degrees,
is,
something
yeah.
like that. But it was 110 in Hoopaw. Loved it. I mean, I got sunburnt. Like I was a lobster. I loved it. I literally loved the heat. I don't know what it is. They're all dying and stuff like that.
You might do good in Arizona or Nevada or something.
I like
that.
Arizona. Yeah. One of my uncles lives in Parker,
Mm.
Lake Havasu. So like it's no backyard. It's the lake. Like he's on the lake. It's so sweet. Went there right after graduation. I was down there for like a month almost. It was awesome.
You guys think you're gonna stay in Eureka?
I would like to move away, but realistically, I don't think I can leave my mom, cause, I mean, I'm her favorite kid, so, you know.
Right. No, I'm just
You know it.
kidding. Yeah. I'd like to leave, but like realistically, like that's a huge change.
Yeah.
Like whole family's here, all your friends are here.
That would be the hardest thing for me, honestly. Friends.
And then
like
like
leaving Zack and Dustin, that would be tough. I mean, my girlfriend,
Yeah.
obviously. She
You're
would
gonna
come with
catch
me.
some shit for
Yeah,
that.
she would
tonight.
come with me.
You're like,
She's gonna hear this
Yeah.
and say, "Oh, it wouldn't be hard to leave
No.
me, huh?"
You're like,
Okay.
oh,
No,
just
she
the boys,
gets-
eh?
I see
Just
where
the
I'm.
boys? All right,
I
No.
get where I stand on the totem pole.
get out of here.
She would come with, but honestly, like, because I've known Zack and Dustin since
Elementary school.
kindergarten. Like, we went to Lincoln together. Back when Lincoln was a
Damn.
school, yeah. We were like 6.
Something like that.
Yeah, almost 20 years.
Damn.
Yeah. And then, because we didn't go to school together for,
You went to Winship, didn't you?
we went to kindergarten, first grade together. And we were like best friends. And then second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, we didn't go to school together at all. We didn't really ever hang out, honestly. And then we started going to school with Zane.
Yeah, that's
And,
when
like,
it started. Was Zane.
Dude, yeah. And then I was just like, dude, I remember you when we were kids, blah, blah. And he's like, you remember my brother? I was like, no, but yeah. It was fun. And then, like, because we all used to live together in a house. So that was cool.
hmm
Oh, did you really?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. In
was
the back in that
me.
red house that Dustin was talking about.
Yeah.
Couple.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, up there on 7th Street?
That was
Yeah.
after high school.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I remember that. You guys,
That was
there were a
cool.
fuck ton of you guys piled into that
It
house.
was me, my girlfriend at the time, and then Jacob, his girlfriend, Dustin, and then Sabrina. So there was 6 of us in
And then
the
our
house.
landlord that
And
lived
Yeah,
landlord-
he lived there too.
Yeah.
He had like
lived-
the living room, right?
That's fucking weird having a landlord.
That
live
was
with you.
so weird.
Not fun. Not fun.
That
Yeah,
was
it
so
seems
weird.
like it'd be a lot.
Yeah, I mean, it's whatever now, but yeah, it was definitely a little weird. I mean, at times, like, obviously, like the idea of like living with all your friends at school and all that, but like, and then, like your parents always tell you, it's like, yeah, don't move with them, don't move in with your friends, because then it could ruin it. And I was like, Psh, what are you talking about? You don't know nothing. And I was like, well, looking back now, I'm like,
Psych.
there's
only-
two relationships.
Dude,
It ruined.
You ever lived like, sounds kind of harsh to say. Have you ever lived with like other girls in your house that are not your significant other?
No.
They're like so much drama. Girls carry drama like hard. They love it. I don't get it.
Yeah.
There'd be like multiple weeks where like all of our girlfriends at the time, well, Sabrina obviously, but like our girlfriends at the time and Sabrina would all hate each other, and like it was
Next
awkward
week.
for us to be like, well, like we'd like to hang out, but all of our girlfriends are mad at each other, so this is awkward.
I remember that. I'd be talking to Dustin and be like, yeah, so and so's mad at so and so.
Yeah,
So
dude.
now
Yeah,
there's
dude,
this at the house. I was like, shit, you gotta get the fuck out of there.
Dude, Dustin had internet at the house, like in his name, and we were all paying our parts of the internet, which was like
$16.
it was like yeah, it was something
$16
stupid
on
like
the money.
low. My girlfriend at the time was so fucking petty, because she didn't pay him. So
I'm gonna be real. I just remembered who your girlfriend was. I
Yeah.
was sitting here like,
Hey, no, it
why
happens,
does
it
that? Why
happens,
do I
man.
feel like I know who it is? And then I was like,
Yeah.
oh shit.
and then she's so petty, she literally went to the bank and paid Dustin the Wi-Fi money and change, all change. I think it was pennies.
No, she.
It was like
did.
pennies or
Did
nickels.
she?
No, it wasn't all pennies and nickels, but it was
It
all
was-
change though for sure.
Just fucking like
Like maybe a
But
couple
went to the
dollars.
bank and intentionally got changed.
like
to do that?
$16 and change. Yeah,
Yeah.
if that doesn't tell you how petty somebody is, like,
No, it was
bro,
dumb shit happened.
yeah,
Dumb.
it was crazy. And then my girlfriend at the time and his girlfriend at the time worked together, so they would work together, come home, they'd live together, and then dude, it was a shit show.
Yeah, it seems like a lot.
And it was be weird as shit because we both have to like hear about it, but we're both just like, dude, I don't care. Like that's
It
your
was-
drama. Just get the fuck over it. Like
It,
honestly,
it was kind of funny because like he'd tell me the other side, and then I'd tell him like the side I heard, and it's
Like,
like,
hey, our
it's
stories don't really
completely
match up.
It's completely
Yeah.
fucking wrong. I'm like, of course it is. Of course,
Yeah.
none of this adds up at
Yeah.
all. Of course.
What are we doing here?
yeah, dude, it was so tough. That's like We were talking about that the other day, honestly. We were like, you know how rough it is? Like, our girlfriends at the time didn't like our friends. And, like, you have to make up shit like, oh, that's not true. Like, looking back now, I was like, yeah, they didn't fucking like you. I didn't fucking like you either.
I lucked out. I had great roommates, except for one guy that tried to fuck my girlfriend at the time. That got a little awkward for us. You know,
Really?
relationship-wise, him and me didn't do so well after that, but
That'd be tough,
yeah.
dude.
yeah, it was hard. We've accepted it now. He's wherever he's at in life, but that was the only real. But it was a bunch of guys. Like I always lived with a group of guys, so it was like the worst thing. I had the same guy. This was another problem. I don't know. I'm gonna say because it's my fucking podcast. Fuck that.
Yeah, fuck
And nobody knows who this is, so I'm not putting anybody on blast. I shouldn't say it. Not him. He fucking. So we all have this shared bathroom, right?
Tough.
And it's 2 guys in one room, us 2 in another room, and then a solo. Shout out to my buddy Tristan. This story's not about him. And so we all share this bathroom, and then we have like a little sink situation. It's like kind of like a studio apartment, but with 3 different setup rooms inside of this, and then we have a communal space. And he would fucking jack off in the shower, and it would be on the fucking shower drain. And like, so somebody would go to take a shower. It's like, who the fuck's whacking off? And like, what are we?
It's gross.
What are we doing here, guys? Like,
That's hella funny.
what are we doing?
It's gross.
And so,
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that's
you run into problems like that with guys, but
shit
we
happens,
didn't have drama like, oh, your fucking girlfriend's doing this shit. Like,
Oh, that was rough.
and especially at home, like nobody wants to go home and deal with bullshit. You don't want to do that.
No,
You don't wanna deal
no,
with
dude,
that.
No.
Yeah.
We're telling each other, we're like, you remember how rough it was? Like, we wouldn't want to go home. Like, we would literally try to figure out anything but to literally go home. So, you know, as soon as we go home, it's going to be nothing but bitching about what the other girlfriend said or just anything. It was so rough, dude. Like, it was crazy because that was my first serious relationship. Like, for sure. And then, like, I'm with my girlfriend now, and, like, we literally don't argue. It's fucking weird. Like, about nothing. We'll joke around, but, like, just won't argue. It's so fucking... I was like...
No.
I was telling her the other day, I was like, it sounds bad, but, like, it's so easy, like, this relationship we're in, because, like, it just works. And, like, I was telling Zack about that. I was like, dude, I hope you find that, because it's fucking life-changing. Life-changing.
Well, yeah, going from a shitty toxic relationship to something that's a
Yeah.
little healthier.
And I'm not saying, like, all of my previous relationships were all my
No, it's
ex's
okay. You
fault.
just shit on all of them, but it's
No,
okay.
it's
every
not.
single
You
one of
basically
them.
just said they were at fault for everything. It's all right. You know,
Most of it. But I will say, no, yeah, dude, I was fucking... I feel like a lot of it was the mind space. Like, I didn't want to try. But now I'm in this mind space where, like, wow, this girl I'm with now, I fucking love. And, like, it's fun to, like, do stuff with. And, I don't know. Like, previous girlfriends and stuff, I didn't do anything. Like, I just go home. We'd sit there. And, like, I don't know. It's crazy. Like, I really hope Zack finds that now. Because he was in a...
he's gonna start pimping you out.
I'm trying to.
Fuck.
This is Zack Laundry. He
Moved
came on
into
the
my
podcast
house.
to like plug you a little bit. He's gonna
Yeah.
put your phone number in
Right.
afterwards.
Dude, he's been single. How long have you been single for, you'd say? Probably 7, 8 months? Hasn't once downloaded, like, a dating site or anything. Not a single time.
Yeah, but the dating scene in Eureka, I mean,
You just extend the freaking radius like 100 miles. You're good.
What? Be like you? Ooh.
No, don't be like me.
is that how you found your girlfriend?
No.
No.
Oh,
No.
Dude, I just...
she just
Stumbled-
stayed away. We don't live together. That's why it's so perfect. But
Dude, I just, like, stumbled upon her, like... That sounded gay. But... We were...
she just came out of the mist
Yeah.
into my life.
Dude, we were...
I just woke up from a dream and
She was just there.
We went to freaking Jitterbean one day. We were in his truck, and his truck's fucking slammed. And, like, I was
Yeah.
freaking trying to bend
That's
over, like,
boring.
look at the freaking window. I was like, introduce me. He's all, no. And then we left. I was like, you're a dick. He's like, oh, I didn't hear you.
No,
and
I was
then,
already in a relationship at that time.
and then freaking, I think it was that day or the next day.
No, it was that day. It was later that day.
My girlfriend now, her name's Madison. She, like, slid up on one of my stories on accident, she says, which I think I was think it's truthful, but it's fine.
Yeah, she was like, I didn't recognize you. Like, I recognized Zach, but I didn't know who.
Yeah, she like
you were in the
slid
passenger
up
seat.
on a like Instagram story of one of my cars that I used to have. She like put like one of the emojis or whatever. I was like, hey, because I tried to talk to her before, but she always blew me off.
Wait, hold up. I don't even know what slid up is. This is
You don't know what that means?
What does slid up mean?
You have Instagram, right?
Yeah.
So
Oh,
if
you
you
do?
push on a story and then you like slide up on it, you can write a message on that story, like send it to them. So,
Oh, like instead of DMing him, it
yeah.
just
So like,
is in the story. Okay.
Basically,
Dude,
it is
I'm like
because then
a
it sends it to you
40-year-old guy out
messages.
here. I don't
yeah.
social
So
media
like,
shit.
Yeah,
if
yeah,
you,
okay.
I don't really want to plug anybody's Instagram, but like if you slide up on a story, like you slide up on it, you can type or put emojis on it or something like
I
that.
didn't know that was a thing. I'll be honest. I don't think I've ever watched anybody's story. So
Good for you.
there's
Good, no,
that.
good
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah.
I'm trying to delete my social media now.
Really?
Yeah.
Good for you. Good for you.
Yeah.
But yeah, she like,
I thought about it a couple times though.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
My shit's a time suck.
Cause like really, like
the only thing I don't
realistically,
use is Facebook. Really, I never use Facebook. I only use Snapchat to talk to my girlfriend. Like, but yeah, that's about it. Like, I don't really use Instagram that much, honestly. Not anymore. Like I used to. I used to be a big like, oh, I'm gonna upload every day. I'm gonna get famous. But then I didn't. So we're here.
yeah, I think last time I posted was when I got my Camaro. And that was
Two years ago.
Yeah, 2.5 years ago, something like that. Last time I posted.
That's crazy.
No, I don't post it. I don't post anything. If it's
Yeah.
not podcast related, I don't post.
True,
I don't
yeah.
post anything.
Yeah, it's like some people live for that. Like some people like live for the attention, and like the I don't know what the word is. Like the
The clout, pretty much. Like they live
Yeah.
for the attention. Yeah, pretty much.
yeah.
Yeah.
So everybody wants and this and that. And it's just like, why?
That influencer
is-
brand.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like, why do you want someone else's opinion on what you like or like, because like, if you post anything, there's gonna be a good side. There's gonna be the negative side, every single time without question. So, but then you focus so much, like obviously, like you're happy with the good comments and all that, but then like there's so many people out there that like spend hours scrolling through the comments and like they only focus on the negative stuff. It's like,
Yeah.
why even look at the
people-
comments?
That's
dude?
crazy that people
Why?
like influencers do that. Like they scroll through their comments, and they'll be all butthurt and stuff because of the negative stuff. People
I
have to
don't. I don't
say.
look at the comments.
It's like, dude, there's
You gotta
yeah.
stay out of that.
Doesn't
shit.
matter
It's
who you
literally
are,
gonna
like,
make you
there's-
upset.
There's
Yeah.
gonna be like,
And even if it's
haters out
nice,
there.
even if it's good shit, like you
Yeah.
don't need to. That's not for you. You don't
What's
need
it
to
matter?
read your.
Yeah, what's the matter?
Yeah. I do that.
Yeah.
I just post shit and then leave. I'm like, I'm out.
Just
Here's-
stop.
here's-
You guys do your
podcast
thing.
just dropped. Here you
I'm
go.
I
Watch it. Don't watch
I just
it.
post stuff on my vehicles. Like I think I only have like freaking like 3 pictures of my face on my whole Instagram or something like that. But yeah.
You got like a page for your. Do you have a page for your vehicle?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna plug my Instagram. No, just
You
kidding.
can plug it. You can plug it at the end. That's what a lot.
Yeah.
Everybody plugs their shit.
Yeah.
But what kind of truck are you driving?
I drive a '92 Chevy C1500.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's lowered 5 inches in the front, 7 in the rear.
Oh, damn.
C notch the frame.
You still got the Camaro?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Okay.
Old 77.
All hoopty.
Yeah. And then I actually just recently picked up a brand new 2022 Kawasaki Z125 Ground.
No
Not
shit.
Ground, sorry, Z125 Pro.
You ride? You got your license and everything? Oh, that just got awkward.
Allegedly, yes, I do.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm
Allegedly, for
working
the
on
purpose
that.
of the video, allegedly.
I'm working on that. But yeah, it's just a little commuter bike.
Pretty much like it's pretty much a Grom.
It's
Yeah,
the
the
Kawasaki version of the Grom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I don't think
cool.
I've seen it, but those Groms are sick. I
Yeah.
think those Groms are badass.
They're fun.
Dude, there's this
Not gonna lie.
cafe cruiser online. It's on like Facebook
Mm-hmm.
Marketplace. I've been looking at that thing. Oh, it's fucking sweet. I keep coming back to it. I'm like, I could buy another bike. And I could just, it's almost
Yeah, we
summer.
were gonna ask you about that. You had
Yeah.
a 650.
I had a 600.
600.
That RR version.
That was the
for
white one,
CBR.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I
That
was
thing was fucking sweet. I thought I was gonna die on that bike. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah. It's like I'm probably gonna die on this thing, but it's gonna be worth it.
Oh, I'll definitely have something like that. Like I'm just getting I just got the 125 just to like get used to everything.
That's the way to do it.
And then
Dude, that thing's so much fun.
That's the way to do it.
So
Start
much
off
fun.
because you have enough power where you can kind of fuck around on it, but not too
Look,
much
yeah.
power where you can't handle it.
like it tops out at like 60 miles an hour
Yeah.
with like a tailwind going downhill.
yeah, with the wind.
But I probably shouldn't have started off with a 600. You could have done
Yeah.
a 300 and you would
Yeah,
have
like,
been fine.
Yeah, that's what
our
that's what
friend
he's
has
looking at.
a 300 17 Ninja 300 ABS, and it only has like 5,000 miles on it. Anyway, I was talking to him. I was like, "Oh yeah, all seriousness, like how much would you sell it for?" He's like, "Oh, I wouldn't take anything less than like $3,500." I was like, "It's a good deal." So I started riding it. We rode around for like 2 days. Dude, it's so much fun, so much fun. We were going down like Elk River with it was me and him. There was this freaking truck riding our ass. We were already like going almost 50. I was like, dude, fuck this guy. So I like dropped 2 years. That was the first time I like felt sketched out on a motorcycle. Cause I used to ride I had a dirt bike when I was younger and stuff like that. But dude, it's sketchy. I had like 105. I mean, it's not that fast, but it's fast. Like especially I had a big ass wind gust. I was like chest on the tank and everything. I had a gust and the whole bike scooted over like 3 feet. I'm like, fuck.
That's one of those oh shit moments when you realize,
Yeah.
oh, there's nothing between me and the
No,
pavement.
nothing.
Yeah.
Dude, I was
It's
wearing
right
jeans.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would ride like that stretch to Arcata through that safety corridor,
Oh, yeah.
And if you have
That's
even
a
just
windy.
a mid-sized
Yeah.
truck going by, without
That's
wind,
windy.
Dude, it
a
moves you.
truck going by, oh, you're feeling it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want to buy one of those. That I feel like, honestly, like that's a good starter size. I liked it.
Yeah. It's better. I think it's better to start lower like that than to get one you
Yeah,
can't really control.
We fucking went to Harley Davidson today. I was just looking at him because I don't know shit about Harleys. But he's like, "Oh yeah, you sit on this one. This is a pretty good beginner bike." Dude, I'm literally sitting on it and the handlebar. I freaking full-fledged like arms out and everything. He's all, "Well, yeah, you'll probably get used to it and blah blah." I'm like, I don't want something I have to get used to. Like I want something I'll be comfortable on. Then I got on another one. It was cool. But he's like, "Yeah, this one's a 1200." I'm like, "Dude, do you see the
Can
size?"
I buy my casket here too? Is
Yeah.
that
Might as well, dude.
Yeah.
I was like, "You
Is
see
this
the
a
size
2-for-1
of it,
purchase?
man?"
Nice
Yeah.
little engraved
Yeah.
emblem, name tag, all that.
Is that what you're thinking is a sport bike?
I don't know. I really like the sound of Harleys for sure. Like it fucking sounds amazing. But at the same time, like I like the look of like Ninjas, like
They're sleek
like
bikes.
R6s and shit like that. I really, really want like a dual sport, honestly.
Awesome.
Oh,
I think that would
DRZ
be
400.
I think that would be the way to go up here,
Dude, that'd
just
be so
because
nice. Yeah.
there's so many off-road trails you can
Yeah.
hit and just go and be gone.
I want like my dream bike's my hypermotard like 1100, but that's a big fucking bike. Like tall wise too. Like, I'm short, so I'm gonna have to be hopping off at every light, getting right back on, So
I think my next one's gonna be a cruiser, like
Mm.
a cafe cruiser, maybe a Sportster,
yeah,
maybe a Harley, something like that. I
Shit
think I'm ready for
Motorsports
that.
has a cafe style racer.
Do they?
Yeah, up there.
I'm not gonna go look at it because I would walk out of there with it. I keep going back to that one on Facebook. It just sits
Yeah.
there, and I'm like, I could
Facebook's dangerous.
just do
It
it.
is.
Facebook
Just
Marketplace,
It's
dangerous.
just too much shit.
Just do it.
I don't need it. I've got so much shit.
What do
That's
you got?
how-
What do you got? Your
that's-
truck,
Yeah, I got that little Ranger out there still.
and that's it.
I'm keeping that thing I'm gonna ride that thing till the fucking
How
wheels.
many
fall
miles
off.
are on that thing?
123,000. That thing's
Yeah,
got
dude,
that thing's got a
I
lot of
think-
life left in her.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Is it a 4-liter?
Yep.
Yeah, good motor.
4-liter, 5-speed.
Okay.
She keeps trucking on.
Put a little muffler on it. Call it a day. Leave
I
it
just bought
alone.
a truck, not just, but I bought a truck like 6 months ago. I sold my black Mustang I had, sold that, and found this one on Facebook Marketplace. It's a 04 F250. I was like, when I bought it, it only had like 63,000 miles on it.
Oh whoa.
It's a diesel,
Oh shit.
Hella low
Yeah.
miles.
hella low miles. It's already studded, deleted, bulletproofed. New turbo, new heads, new injectors, new glow plugs. Like it's got a bunch of work into it. So it's set up, and I like it a lot.
You still have that white Mustang?
Oh, I sold that fucking years ago.
So you just have the truck now?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
I had that white one. That was 03. And then I sold that. I got an 89 Mustang.
Oh, that was after the white one. Okay,
Mhm.
I thought that was before.
That red one I had, that thing was bad. I shouldn't have sold that motherfucker. I think I only had like 120 on it. It was
The
done.
problem is you can just dump an infinite amount of money into that.
Honestly,
You're just,
yeah.
But you can do that with any car though.
That's the
Think
problem.
about it.
That's what I'm saying is you start
Yeah,
getting
my
into these
truck-
cars and
yeah.
you're like, gee.
my truck now, I'm 12K into it. I've only had it for like 11 months. So probably 11 or so.
You think about it, you're like, shit, drug addiction probably would have been cheaper by now.
Dude,
Yeah. Get hooked on meth. You're gonna save some. You're gonna save some
You
money.
cut weight and you save money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a pit. You gotta be careful because you can get sucked in.
Yeah, dude.
That's how I am. That's what I'm worried about with bikes. Is I know, oh, if I get one, then I'm gonna be like, oh, okay, I could upgrade this
Well,
and
I
get
want a
something
little
else.
different
and
with
then-
this one.
Yeah. Or you have a Sportster for the weekend, then get a sport bike just for rolling around town, and then I want to fuck around on a Grom, or you might as well get a DRZ or
Yeah.
like
These
a
are
little
just
250
There's
just
so
to take out
many
to the river
different
bar.
choices on bikes.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
I had a guy on last week who's a stunt rider.
I saw that.
I haven't had the chance to watch that.
Fucking
but I was-
dude, he
I was
rides
gonna
this
watch it.
thing called a Suron. We're pulling this shit up. I got you guys.
Say less.
It's an e-bike, but it kind of it almost looks like a little 100 dirt bike, like just a little
Really?
tiny thing. But he said you can upgrade the shit out of them. You can get.
Harley's got a
Great
full
life
electric
out
one
of 'em.
now, dude. That thing, it's a big bike that Harley has. Big.
Pull this
Like
up. I
wide-wise, dude. It's massive.
I think this bike looks pretty sick.
Dude, Pacific Motorsports they have two. It's all electric mount. Like, it's still pedal bike a little bit. It's still, like, you can still pedal it and stuff. It still has a chain and all that, but it's electric, like, assisted, or like, so to speak.
Yeah.
They want $8,000 for it.
I think these are like $5,000 for an e-bike. That thing
cool.
looks sick.
Those are cool.
If-
Love those.
I saw one of those riding around town one time.
It's probably him
It-
rolling around on it.
I think I was either in my truck
They have-
or my
They
Mustang.
got a little 360 view. We're gonna see if this thing pops up.
Dude, I was at a stoplight and he was right there. And as soon as the light turned green, he just pulled that front wheel up for like 2 blocks. I'm like,
Yeah,
dude,
he said
what
he's
the
popping
fuck?
wheelies on this thing. You can mod him to get him going like 80,
Jesus
which
Christ.
for an e-bike, I mean, come on.
I'm sorry, but I wouldn't want to do 80 miles an hour.
That-
That thing's rad.
That thing is cool, though. Like, I wouldn't be opposed to it.
Yeah, him and his wife ride him. I mean,
Oh, him and his wife? Oh,
yeah,
that's
I'd
gold.
fuck
That's
around.
gold.
I'd fuck around on this thing.
That's awesome.
How much is
And you
one
get
of
it
those
right in the
things? Like
bike
10
lane.
grand, I'm
I think
guessing?
I think he said it's 5.
You can
Oh,
ride in
it's
the
not
bike
bad.
lane?
Yeah, it's an e-bike. It's
That's
not technically a
badass.
motorcycle, so you don't need a motorcycle license.
That's
You can pop wheelies on it. He said it does good off-road. It
Yeah,
doesn't
except-
sound like the power's quite there to
Yeah.
you're not gonna, unless you mod it, you're not gonna like top out
Oh,
going down
yeah.
like you can't ride it on the freeway or anything. But for just ripping around town,
But still, it's perfect, man.
yeah, I thought those things were sick. Cool fucking guy.
Disc brake
Alex
front
Smith, shout out to him. That was a cool conversation. But yeah, so he's a stunt rider. I think he's sponsored by these guys. $4,200.
$4,200.
He said it's super easy to mod them. A ton of people have done it.
I get down with one of those. Those are sweet.
Oh, I definitely
Yeah,
could.
right?
That'd be
And then
cool as
you
hell.
just you can customize it however you want. Do whatever
Yeah,
you want
oh,
to
yeah.
it.
That's cool.
Yeah, I'd rip around on that.
Definitely
Sure,
do one
yeah.
of those.
But
Dude, please tell me you've seen the lady, you know those one wheel electric
skateboards?
it's not the skate, it's like those hoverboard, but it's got the one big wheel right in the middle.
Oh, yeah.
And
I
you
think
stand
I've-
on the
It's
outside.
got like 2 paddle
Dude.
things on it and a huge wheel in the
She
center.
I think I'm not in
rips that
person,
thing.
but I've seen.
She mobbed.
There's somebody around town that does that.
She
Oh, yeah.
modded it and
It's
it
a-
goes
it's a girl,
like
too.
40 or something like that now. And
Like
she'll
a
be
young
jumping
girl,
off
or-
the curves. Probably-
I'd say
I have no
I'd say 20s, maybe late 20s. But dude, she rips everywhere.
like rips like off the curb and shit. Like just.
Just because I have not seen
And
it.
Just
she's
having
in
just-
full like riding gear too. It's
Oh no
hilarious.
shit! Does she have a helmet on?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Full helmet.
Like
full-
a bike helmet or like a motorcycle helmet?
Like a
Motorcycle helmet, dude.
No shit.
motorcycle helmet, full race jacket,
It's
full
hilarious.
full pants, everything.
I'm gonna
Dude,
have to
she
be on the
rips
lookout
around
for
town.
her.
She
That
mods
is
that
so
thing.
cool. So cool.
I'm gonna have to try to get her on the podcast and I'm like, what are you doing out here? What's
That'd
going
be
on,
awesome, dude? But yeah, she rips around, and then
Where's she at? Just all over? Where do you guys normally see her?
I've seen her around Eureka
Like
mostly.
Broadway, just mobbing, bro.
Yeah,
Like mobbing on the sidewalks.
That's a bold move to be on Broadway doing that.
Yeah.
dude, she's keeping up with cars.
I think it goes like
No problem at all.
30 or 40 or something like sketchy.
I'd be so sketched out.
It's one
doing that.
wheel.
I'd be
Yeah.
sketched out going like 10 miles per hour on that thing. I'd be like,
Yeah,
this is
kudos for
not-
her for
yeah.
all her good balance and all that, and
balls to the
coordination
wall.
and all that. But you thought a bike was kind of scary.
I'm gonna have to keep my eyes open.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're on one wheel that's like this big, doing 35, 40 miles an hour down Broadway.
She'll
I haven't
jump
seen
it on
it.
the
I don't think
curves
I've
and
seen
shit.
that
It's
in
so funny.
person.
Dude, it's
It's
cool.
funny.
She's cool as shit.
Huh.
I have no idea who she is, but she's
Keep
cool.
my eyes peeled.
She's cool.
Pull over one day. Hey. Try to get her
I
out.
got a
I
podcast.
I want to talk to you. Yeah, no, I haven't seen her. I don't spend. I try to be off Broadway as much as possible. I don't really fuck around down there anymore.
I mean, I have to drive Broadway every single day to just go to my job.
Yeah.
Same.
That's not too
So what do
bad,
you? Is this all you do really? Is like just podcast? Or do you have work?
I
You
yeah,
with your
work.
dad,
I
or-
work I do upholstery, so I do that,
That's cool.
and I keep a low profile. I do that. I work out, and I do this. Those
Yeah.
are my three. That's my staple.
Perfect.
Try
Yeah.
to keep my
Yep.
shit
Plain and simple.
low radar.
Yeah. Not to sound rude or anything, but last time I saw you, you were a girthy man. So you've
Girthy.
slimmed down.
Dude, that's not
Slim
even.
I think that's
I've
when you
never
first
been.
got back. When you had
I-
your long hair and the old beard going on.
Probably.
I think so.
The beard adds like 25 pounds.
Oh,
so
in
that
like
thing's
25 years.
starting to look a
Yeah.
little terrorist. I was like, I gotta trim this down. That's how I get canceled. That's gonna be the one that gets me. Yeah, we always joke about that at my house. I'm like,
Yeah.
we're not gonna make TSA on this one.
Dude, I get stopped every time I go to the airport.
if I grow my beard out and it gets scraggly, they do the whole double check at your. And my passport is like a picture from when I was 16.
Yeah.
Clean shaven, look like
You
a
look
baby.
nothing,
Yeah, and they're like,
nothing like him.
where
Yeah,
did you steal
your
this off
son?
of?
Yeah.
It's kind of a far
The
fetched.
funniest shit, when I was going up to Oregon, when I was in that
Mm.
frat, I remember coming back one weekend, and I think this was my first time back from going out there, and I came back and I saw Kaz right when I got back into town, and he came up and he gave me a hug, and he's like, man, you got to start fucking or you got to start working out because you're getting big, dude. And I was like, he didn't say you're getting big, he said, because you've got a gut. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh, I appreciate the fuck out of you, man. That's what I said to him. I was like, I appreciate the, because all I was doing was drinking.
Yeah.
Was drinking. I would work out barely. We had such great food in the cafeterias there. I was doing
Really?
like burgers and onion rings for lunch every day. These wraps on like pita bread with Caesar salad down the middle and dressing. Oh no, I was just fucking eating,
Living, dude.
drinking beer.
Living.
I was living my life,
Yeah.
man. That's all I was doing.
Yeah, don't sound that
And I
bad.
see Cass and I'm like, I gotta start fucking working out. I was like, dude, I appreciate the fuck out of you. He's like, yeah, the beer belly's coming on, man. I was like, I got you. I
It's
got
coming
you,
on
man.
right now, dude.
First thing he said to me, I hugged him, and then he said that, and I was like, yeah, this is why we're friends right here.
Honesty
Yeah.
right there. Yep.
But yeah, no, all I do is, that's all I do. I work out. I eat the same shit every day.
That's how I want to do it. I don't want to change my fucking diet. I literally just want to like, I get down with working out. Like I haven't worked out. I think last time we worked out was when we went to Planet Fitness like one time. It was like 2 years ago.
Long time.
But I can get down with that.
The problem is, and it fucking sucks, and I push back on it for so long, but diet does make such a big
Oh yeah,
difference.
for sure.
I pushed back on that for so long. I was like, fuck you guys.
sure.
I'm going to eat my
like
burgers
mine
and
eat
pizza
whatever I
and
want and then just work out with
I
it.
feel like
Yeah.
mindset's a lot of it too. Like a lot of it, cause like
Well, it takes dedication to like not eat pizza all the time.
yeah,
At least for me, it did.
I do like pizza.
Dude, pizza, bread. I
Literally
literally
had-
on a loaf of bread. That's my shit.
A loaf of bread?
Put some butter,
Okay.
do some balsamic
Really?
vinegar and olive oil. Oh my god!
Really? You cook the bread or just like
No,
a slice
you
of bread?
don't even need it cooked.
You like
Get a roll of
Plain
sourdough
old-
bread,
oh,
or
sourdough,
French
yeah,
bread,
sourdough
Okay.
French bread.
cheesy bread. Dude, pick a bread. I'll eat it. I'll
Bread.
eat it. Ciabatta bread. What do you want? Yeah,
Yeah.
but once you switch up your diet, it's insane how much of a difference it makes.
Yeah.
It's weird because working out is a portion, but it's probably like 10-15%.
I think the most hardest thing would be the diet, cause like food tastes so good. I love food, bro.
I do
can't
good
cut
if I
pizza.
meal prep and I have food prepped. I'm good. I can
Sabrina
eat that.
does that, and I
I
don't
don't
have
fail.
that.
I
I
gotta
don't
get her on because I've been
I don't
seeing
have
her.
that
It looks
dedication.
like she works out all the
Dude,
time. I keep
She's
seeing her
a
post
big
about
gym
it.
rat now. Yeah, it's awesome.
That's
dude.
badass. Good for her.
Yeah. She's been killing it. Going to the gym at like fucking 4. No, not 4. Like
Yeah,
5 in the
yeah,
morning
she
or
goes
something
to
like
the
that.
gym like 5.
She'll get up, just go to the gym. I'm like,
That's badass.
kudos to you,
dude.
man.
Yeah,
It's like
that's badass.
I don't have the will power to
Fuck
go
no.
in the morning like that. I'm like, I gotta work, man. I ain't doing this.
Yeah,
But
no,
get
no,
out of my
big-
warm bed, go get sweaty.
Big
and
kudos
go.
to her.
Yeah, no.
Going in the morning, you're really dedicated if you do that. I used to go at 5 for a while, and the only people, nobody's there looking cute. There's
Yeah.
no
Yeah,
fitness influencers
Everybody's there to
there.
work out. That's
Yeah,
it. That's
you're
it.
in
Nothing
whatever
else.
the fuck you rolled out of bed in, and you're working out.
Yeah.
And then 5 o'clock, it's we got our our
yeah.
cutoffs, our
Little
gym outfits. on.
tryhards
Yeah,
and shit, yeah.
everybody's there looking good. You got
Of
your
course.
slick back hair.
Yeah.
None of that shit happens in the morning. You're there to work out. You're gonna
Mhm.
bust your ass. You're gonna go to work.
Yeah.
But you guys should check out. I don't know if you guys want a gym membership, but Hellsport. That's where I go. Hellsport's pretty legit.
I thought about getting one. Like, I think I still have a gym membership to Planet Fitness.
Do you really? It's like $5 a month.
It's the
there.
black one. No, it's the black one. So
you got
I
the
pay like
bougie one.
yeah. I think I pay like $15 a month or something like that. I need to cancel that. I mean, dude, I haven't been to the gym in realistically year and a half, 2 years. I'm just
I think that's how they make
This
a
is
lot of
rough.
their money. Is they just
Yeah.
get people in those
Oh,
memberships
absolutely.
and they
Bro,
never.
it's real
fucking
cheap.
go.
It's real cheap. You're like,
Yeah.
I'll
I'll just cancel it next month.
It's
Maybe I'll
worth it.
start going again. Yeah.
Or like freaking all the New Year's resolution people. January, gym's slammed. Not a single machine open. Yeah. That's crazy.
I can't go to Planet Fitness. I get too bummed out.
A lot of people, yeah,
I
a lot
get
of
too
people
bummed out.
can't go.
I
'Cause they
went
don't like it.
once, like back in high school or after high school, I think with like Braden, Mary, and Kaz and them, and we were working out. I was like, they told me about the alarm that buzzes, and I was like, "This
Oh,
is that?
yeah.
What?" And
You
then it was like
slam
free
weights
pizza
or some
Fridays, and I was like,
stupid
"What
shit.
fucking place
That's
are we
That's
in?
defeats
What
the
are we
purpose,
in?"
man.
Yeah.
And there's Tootsie Rolls right there in the
They've got those big ass
old-
lounge chairs. I was like, "This is not a
Yeah.
gym. I don't know what this
Yeah.
is."
Yeah.
And the idea of you working out and then people just walking through the mall, I was like,
I don't like that.
I don't
honestly.
need to be there.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah. But Hellsport's pretty legit. I like Hellsport. I used to go to Calcourts for a long time, but they kind of.
I used,
I
to,
heard that place is really hit and miss.
I used to go to Cal course in high school. Yeah.
Well, it was nice because they have the annex
Yeah.
right there over in Cutton, and
Yeah.
they used to have Broadway.
I heard they're turning that into a dispensary or something.
Yeah, Broadway.
right?
They don't know Broadway anymore. It's they just have the
another
annex.
dispensary.
Probably. It's a big building they got down there.
That's there's a pool in it too.
Yeah. They had a pool.
There's
They had a basketball courts.
Yeah.
racquetball courts,
Like that place was massive.
big weight room.
It's not as big as you think. 'Cause if you drive by on that street,
It doesn't look
you're
very
like,
big.
oh yeah, it looks pretty cool. You're in
that's
there,
so
like,
misleading.
Yeah, you go
Yeah.
inside and you're like, oh shit. And they had a shitty setup. The way it
Yeah.
was like a maze through that place.
Yeah,
It's like,
to
this
go
is not-
upstairs and shit. There's like a weird, it's fucking weird.
And the annex, they just kind of.
Like, it's
fucked
too
up.
small, bro.
It's too small, and the way they have it laid out, it's just not
Yeah.
good. It's just shitty. They just like, and then when Broadway closed, they just took a bunch of that equipment and slammed it
it?
in there
Yeah.
even more.
Oh, of
and it's
course.
just like, what are we? That's when I switched. I was like, I can't.
Yeah.
I'd been with them since high school, and I was like, I can't.
How much
be
is
here
a
anymore,
health
guys.
sport membership?
'Cause
It's
ever since high school, I've heard it's hella expensive. Honestly.
It's expensive, but the trick is, like for you guys, it'd be perfect if you get on a plan with somebody. So you both started a plan because it's like $90 a month or something crazy like that.
Small
But if
goal,
you
though.
get a second person on there, it's like an extra $20. So then you'd both be paying like, I don't know, 50 or $60.
Okay,
And then if
so
you
yeah,
get a third,
that,
like I'm on a
Yeah.
plan with my sister and her fiance, and it's like, okay, then it's super cheap. Like I'm paying $30 a month,
Yeah.
which was
Yeah, like
cheaper
that.
than I was
Well,
paying.
if you
It.
think
Yeah.
about it too, like I always forget there's a gym there, honestly, and it's pretty nice.
Health
Health
sport?
sport, yeah.
Oh yeah,
Like
they actually take care of their shit.
yeah. And like the pool's nice. Like you can tell the pool's like taken
And the
care
Arcata
of.
one's it's a different vibe at the one in
I've
Arcata.
heard that one's weird, like really big.
It's,
I've never been in it, but I've heard it's bigger than this one
It's
for sure.
bigger, but
That's
the
what
way I
crowd
would
was
describe it
supposed
is
to
the
be.
gym feels more like a CrossFit gym when you get into the weight room up there, because they have a basketball court up there and a pool up there too. But the actual gym portion where you're lifting weights feels more like a CrossFit gym. They have a like a monkey bar set up in there. They've got a rope where you could climb
That's
up to the
cool.
ceiling.
That's
Like
pretty
if
cool.
you're, it's more grungy, I guess. I like it. I think it's cool up there, but I only go up there on the weekends or a Friday
Yeah.
night. I'll go up there instead of this one.
Yeah,
But I like Hellsport. Hellsport's pretty cool. They take care of their shit.
yeah.
It's clean.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, cause I like Planet Fitness. Like they leave it up to like trusting people to like spray it down and stuff like that. I mean, like
I'm grabbing another beer.
Yeah.
I've been in there, and so like I definitely.
Do you want to snag me a Corona too?
Yeah.
Let's say yeah.
I was gonna hop up myself.
I was gonna say yeah.
Damn.
If you're getting up, grab me one.
I got that bottle opener right there too.
And then, but I'm like
Yeah.
but like some people like obviously like some people do it, of course. I mean like I did it, but then like there's also like some people that get up and they're just like they're just like yeah I'm not gonna do that. I'm not like wipe it down or like
Thanks,
sanitize
bro.
it or anything like that. I'm just like come on dude, like do your part. Like you have literally one thing to do: spray on a paper towel, wipe it down, go on. Okay, it's just
Takes 5 seconds.
literally it takes 5 seconds and then it's clean-ish for it's a lot cleaner than it was for the next person. I'm just like
The
come
thing,
on.
I could go to Planet Fitness if they had like an actual bench press, an actual squat rack.
Yeah, I like a free weight.
Like a
That's the
landmine
term,
press.
right?
Free weights are like dumbbell. Yeah, I guess you could count like a barbell into a free weight.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
like chest presses and stuff.
Huh?
Like standing.
Yeah, but it's just Smith and
It's all
Wesson machines,
cable.
right?
It's all cable
Yeah.
and shit. And like some people don't like that, which I mean, that's what I've heard. A lot of people don't go because it's cable and it's not the same thing.
If you wanted to just go do cardio and some dumbbell workouts, Planet Fitness would be the best
absolutely.
bang for your buck.
Yeah.
Because you can't beat $15. Or I think their cheapest plan is what, 10
Yeah.
a month?
I think
Yeah.
it's You
You
it's
can't
like
beat that.
It's a lot
Yeah.
cheaper than.
You're not gonna find that at any other gym.
No. I think it's just running on a treadmill, man. That's just kind of weird to me. I mean, like I'm not talking trash about treadmills or nothing, but just go. I mean, obviously, like it's different for guys and girls working out. I feel like, cause like guys more apt to like run around town, no problem. No one's fucking whistling at them, catcalling them, or yelling things at them, or this and that, or been like circling the block or whatever, or anything like that. But like, I feel like girls have a harder time working out or like going on runs, like in public, than like obviously at a gym. Like obviously, like they still get hit on and stuff at the gym, which probably, I mean, I don't really know, but I feel like it might be a little more. What's the word I'm looking for? Like a little more, I guess, comfortable. I guess working on like running on a treadmill than comparing to working out outside.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather work out outside myself, but obviously they can't do that. But
Well, I think
I don't know,
mean,
it's
it's
kinda catch
dangerous.
22.
I was doing this challenge with my sister where we were trying to see who could run 50 miles the quickest in like 2 weeks.
yeah,
And I was running, dude, at like 11 at night to like 12:30, 1 o'clock.
mm-hmm.
And the last time I ran, I was running around the armory there, and I was coming back up, like heading towards Murphy's, and there were these two people walking their dogs, and this lady's dog got away from her, and she starts yelling, and I turn around, and I had just
Dog's
enough
right
time to
there.
brace before that dog slammed into me. What kind
Really?
of decent sized,
Yeah,
probably 60, 70-pound dog just slammed right into me.
Like a full
I'm like,
speed.
what the fuck? Yeah.
yeah.
And if I was a girl, if I was a girl, I would have been freaked out even more. But I was like, okay. I waited for her to grab the dog, and I was like, I'm getting the fuck out. She was like, are you okay? And I'm like, yep, bam, I'm gone.
No,
It's like,
not
I'm not
sticking
sticking
around
around.
for
Yeah,
you.
I'm not trying to find out if your dog's actually going to bite me.
It's all fucking bait and hook
But
situation.
you got to be careful, just in general.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think even girls more so because, there's that stigma, and they're a little
Mhm.
more vulnerable
Mhm.
than us. But everybody's got to be. You just got to be careful.
Oh yeah, I don't want my girlfriend to feel like if she goes in the gym or something like that. I don't want her to like feel that like kind of like uncomfortableness, like going out to your car or something weird like that, like having a guy. Cause there's some shitty guys that go to gyms and stuff. I think they just own the place.
There's some shitty people everywhere. That's the problem.
Yeah, for
There's just
sure.
shitty people out there.
Yeah.
Society nowadays.
Yeah. Well, all the time. Like, you're just going to meet shitty people.
Mm-hmm.
The unfortunate thing is when those shitty people are shitty and do some
Yeah.
fucked up shit. And, okay, well, now we have to address that.
Yeah.
But I think you're right. I think gyms are safer if you're going to go do that. Like, if you're going to go run,
Mm-hmm.
it's safer to go run on a treadmill in a gym than go run around town at 10
Yeah.
o'clock at night.
I feel like any time of the day, I really feel like is like, obviously yes, like obviously during the daytime it's gonna be a lot more safer, of course,
Mm-hmm.
and like there's still people out there that go out there and do it. Like anytime I go to like Babe's Pizza or like Murphy's Market, there's 15, 20 people walking around, walking their dogs, like going on with their lives and like all that, and getting some exercise and some sunlight and all that. Which I mean, that's totally fine. But like people like you. Like, it doesn't matter if you're a guy or a girl. Like, you go run at night, that
You gotta be careful.
that risk is
Yeah.
way higher.
Like, I don't know. I don't feel comfortable running at night. I don't know. It just feels weird.
I felt fine. I never thought about it until
Until
that
you
dog.
thinking
Until
about
that,
it, yeah.
until I was hit with that dog, and I was like, "Oh shit! If that dog had bitten me, or if this had gone sideways,
Or it could have been somebody
I
else.
don't have a gun on me. I have my knife because I'm not retarded. I run with my knife. I'm like, shit pops off. We're going down, But if that was, if that dog wanted to bite me, or if there was some homeless person that was cracked out,
That's
and
another thing
wanted
too.
to.
Homeless people around here, different breed.
They're
Crazy.
ballsy now, dude.
Last week, homeless person literally walked into my work. Just walked in. Started to walk, because it's like a shop, and then it has like a tiny little cubicle area for like the office. Walked in the fucking bay door, and my owner, his name's Chewy, he walked up to her and he's just like, "Can I help you?" And I was over on the other side of the car. I was like, "What the fuck?" She walked over to the front door and was talking to him. She's holding a frying pan, like a whole like skillet, dude. Like, I was like, what if she fucking like hits him? And he's just over there talking to her. I was like, no, dude. So I like walk over and I was like, started not yelling, but like very stern. I was just like, get out of here, blah blah. And he's like, don't be rude. What the heck? Like, he was just giving me shit. But I was just like, she's holding a whole frying pan, dude. She could like hit you or something. Like, honestly.
You got to be careful. You just don't know
Yeah.
where somebody's at
Yeah.
and what they're thinking. You
Same
just
lady
gotta be
came into
careful.
Goslin's when I worked there, and we used to have like a ladder that went upstairs where our used tires were. Literally started going up the ladder. I was like, what the fuck, man? Like, people are crazy out here.
Yeah, and if you're running and you run into one of them and
They're having a
they're having a
freaking
shit
trip,
day,
yeah.
or tripping or doing something, like you got to be careful, because you don't know what people are capable of until they
Until it
do
happens,
until
yeah.
they do it. Yeah. But I mean, to be fair, I was running around the Armory, so it's a little. You've
Yeah.
got Sequoia Park there, which can get a little
Yeah.
sketchy at night, but
Nothing like too
it's
bad,
not.
bro.
Yeah, I'm not running down, 2nd Street or running over on wherever.
Yeah.
It's kind of safer over there, but it is getting ghetto. I mean, you got homeless people everywhere now, even in Cutton and
Mhm.
out in Ridgewood and Myrtle. I mean, you got
They're getting farther and farther
everywhere.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how you handle that. I don't know how you handle the homeless problem.
Did you hear they're doing a freaking camp or whatever for them over off of Samoa? Like
Yeah,
the old highway, like you go to
yeah.
Arcata, like Samoa.
Yeah.
There's like a parking lot that they're demoing. That it's gonna be a parking lot for homeless people. Like if you live in your car or something like that, you can park there like safely.
Was that part of? I heard they were trying to do something like that in Old Town, like a parking lot.
There's storage containers that they live in.
Yeah, I know that, but weren't they trying to turn the parking lot in front of like the Arcleys and a couple others into homeless houses, or is that a different program?
I don't know about that
Okay.
one. But yeah,
So you can just go park if you're homeless but have a car, you can go park
the only
there?
requirement is you gotta have like insurance on the vehicle. I'm like, what fucking homeless person is gonna have insurance on a vehicle? Like, let's be real.
Well, how many homeless people have cars? Is that a thing? Do a lot of them have cars?
I don't know. All it's gonna be is like the only thing that came to mind is like run down RVs that are just barely gonna get there.
They did
and
that
they're not
shit
gonna move.
in Arcata.
Yeah.
At the Hellsport, because it's public parking there, and they've got that Muni right
Mhm.
across from Hellsport.
You guys got a big parking lot.
That's a
over there.
huge
Yeah,
parking
they
lot,
passed
dude.
an ordinance where people can do that in that parking lot.
So
So
weird.
I went up there a couple of weeks ago with my sister, and there's broken down RVs. There's cars up on blocks.
Mhm.
There's full on tent encampments taking up multiple spaces. I was like, what? You've got a kids park 30 steps away from this parking
Yeah,
lot, right
I
next to
forgot
the
about that,
Muni.
yeah.
Like, why are we
Yeah,
putting that? I don't
No, that doesn't make
I
any
don't
sense
understand the
whatsoever.
thinking behind that. I saw that. I was like, there's no way they're just letting this pass. And my dad was like, yeah, they passed an ordinance about it. They're letting them do that.
It's crazy, dude.
You dump all this money into these municipal buildings and like want people out in those parks, and they've got soccer fields there.
Mhm.
What? What is that?
No, I do. I don't. There's so many. Like, how many new apartment complexes have come up? That's been like. I've heard the ones out out in Samoa, the ones that just got just built like a year or two ago.
The ones by the skate park?
No, in Samoa.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
They just built some apartments out there?
Yeah, I think it's like low income or something like that, and like these people are out there. Like my uncle lives out there, so like I hear about like all the like some stuff that goes on out there. Well, he's got people, like he sees people all the time moving in. Next month they're moving right back out, and then
That's
like
the thing, like they charge. That's another thing.
it's ridiculous. I'm not
Rent
like, what the
nowadays
hell?
is crazy. Like, we're actually pretty fortunate the spot that we have.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Are you guys living together?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, nice.
moved in. I moved in 6 months ago. Yeah, about 6 months ago. I was living
Something like that.
behind Dustin. I had another roommate.
Dustin's got a sweet spot. I've been telling
honestly,
him,
like,
dude, you got in
Mhm.
under the radar. You got nice rent. You've got a
The
solid
rent there-
location.
His
You're
rent is
tucked away.
killer.
Rent there alone makes it worth it.
The only
For a 2-bedroom, 1 bath. It's like, dude, I would never.
Seven-
I would
was it
stay there until
750?
you're gonna buy.
$750. That's what I
$750 a
told him. I
month.
was
I'm
like,
like-
honestly, like, I told him that the other day. I was like, you're in the scenario. If they do have a kid, like, somehow happens, like, they have a room for a child. You know what I mean? I was like, you're in the spot, like, and it's cheap. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they should definitely hang there until they want to buy
Yeah,
something.
that's
and
what I
then go.
told
But
them.
you're not gonna
Absolutely.
find that rent anywhere else.
We
Ooh.
rent a 2-bed, 1-bath house,
for $1,100.
$1,100.
For
I mean,
rent.
nothing's
Even
included.
even
but-
that
rent.
though.
No,
for
yeah,
what
no,
it's going
yeah.
for now, that's pretty.
And
good.
we have a pretty
And, like,
decent
I've got a-
backyard. Like,
we
pretty
got
decent.
a pretty good sized backyard. And then we also have like a little like shed kind of deal. But like I've got my bike in there. I've got my toolbox. I've got like 3 or 4 gas cans. I've got engine parts. I've got
Lawnmower.
lawnmower. I've got weed eater. Well, 2 of them. And then like I've got like some other like miscellaneous like house stuff inside the shed too. And like it's definitely a good deal. But like with PG&E, like PG&E just went up like a couple months ago. Like doubled the bill. I'm like,
Yeah.
And not to mention gas right now.
Yeah.
It cost
Tell
me
me
$100 to fill up that truck. I
I
can't imagine what you guys are paying.
I filled up with diesel right before it went up, and I was already at quarter tank. It was $130.
Yeah.
I was already at a quarter tank. That's crazy. It doesn't help
it's not
that
sustainable.
my truck gets like
feel
7
that.
miles. to the
That's why I'm
gallon or
really
something
looking
like
at those motorcycles.
that. That's another thing. Yeah.
That's why I
Gas
bought
is
my
insane.
my
Then you
road
can
bike.
get a
man.
motorcycle and you can ride, 100 miles on a tank.
Yeah. Easy.
Yeah, and you're
Easy,
good.
yeah.
You're just like, yeah.
I
Takes
went,
$10 to fill up.
not even me.
Not
Me and him went riding on Sunday. Like I think it was like last week. I had 2 bars on the bottom of my gauge. I preset $6 to it. Didn't even take $6. It took like $5.75, and I was like, I'm looking at the level, and I'm trying to like get it full, and I was like, it's almost overflowing. I'm like, I literally can't put 20 cents in this bike, and it won't do anything. And then I put the 20 cents in his bike, and then it
Goes
literally
up a
went up
bar.
a full bar. I was
Yeah.
like
20 cents.
Yeah.
$6. I can't even. I hate that I'm like knocking on it. Like I can't put $6 in the bike because like that's not even a gallon of gas. But but it was just like damn. I was like I can go almost 80 miles for $6 on this thing.
Mhm.
I'm like that's crazy.
Which is perfect for ripping around town. That's all you need.
Yeah.
And you're good. Yeah.
You should get one, dude. I'm telling you. You should do
Dude,
it.
after this conversation,
You should do it.
Dude.
I'm gonna go home, look at that bike. Fuck. And they only want like $1,800 for it. I was like, oh, it's not a bad deal. It's not a bad
Buy.
deal.
Dude, there's a KTM 490 or a 690 that's on Facebook right now. It's down in
You gonna look up marketplace right now?
I'm gonna pull up that bike so
Yeah,
I can show you guys because it's gonna fucking weigh on me otherwise.
it's a dual sport. It's
Dude, I want a dual sports. Honestly, so bad.
$2,500 and it's got 5,000 miles on it.
Well, that's a steal.
And it's like a 16 or a 17.
When I was taking my my course to get my M1, which I would
You have a full license, right?
yeah, I would recommend Redwood Acres. I don't know if you looked
Mhm.
into the program.
It's so funny, dude. We were riding. We both don't have permits or anything. Both riding by.
Allegedly
Allegedly.
riding. Allegedly, right?
Allegedly.
Yeah. In your backyard.
Riding by. Riding by. There's like 3 people out there. I'm all just waving. I'm like, hey guys. They're all waving back. It's so funny.
We get to the next stoplight. I was like, allegedly, like, you don't need that. you don't need that.
Yeah,
course.
he bought it. They didn't even ask him if he had a motorcycle license or anything.
They asked for
Just-
my driver's
here you go.
license.
Yeah.
I walked in there. I was like,
Probably didn't even
Okay.
check. He's like, all right.
no, he didn't ask nothing. Nothing. I didn't bat an eye. Didn't question it. I was like, well, why can't we do that with cars then? Like, what's the
Yeah.
difference between motorcycles?
Which
I
is
think the
a car?
thinking is on a motorcycle, the worst that happens is you kill yourself. In a
Yeah,
car, you
that's
can
what we
do
were
you can
saying.
do some damage.
Like,
you
Yeah.
can do some damage.
That's what we were saying. It's like you're less likely to injure somebody else on a bike than you are in like a motor vehicle.
That makes sense.
I think that bike sold.
Really?
way
Which
too
I'm gonna
much.
be honest, I'm kind of happy about because after this conversation, I might have been inclined to hit this guy up and go check it out tomorrow. So I'm gonna take that as a win. There's some fucking nice bikes.
Yeah, the more you look, the
I'm
deeper
scrolling
it gets,
through,
man.
but
There's a couple like 600s on there and shit for sale right now.
there's always something. That's the problem. There's always another bike. Yeah, I think that one sold. It was like a little I don't even know. It was a little cafe cruiser. I can't think. I think it was like a Yamaha or like a Honda, like a '78 Honda, something older, but it had low
Older.
miles
go,
and
right
it
there.
looked like it was in great
600.
condition. Dude,
Exactly like what you had.
yeah.
Didn't you have like a little band-aid on the tank as well? Like the little band-aid sticker?
Yeah, that one, the black one that runs. Oh no, he did have a Band-Aid on it, and it left an imprint on the fairing.
I remember that.
hilarious.
Yeah, I don't remember. I think there was like a chip, and so he just put a Band-Aid over it. And when I peeled it off, it was a
It took
different
more.
color. Yeah, and I was like,
Really?
yeah, it was like pre-sun exposure.
Oh, right.
And the fairings, they were white, but they were kind of yellowed because
Yeah.
left it out in the sun, you know. And I peeled off that Band-Aid, and it was
Fresh
white. And I was
paint.
like, oh, this
Yeah.
is what it was. This was the original
Oh,
color. You
sick.
know?
Oh, wow,
This
it's
is what it would
kinda
look
gross.
like. But yeah, I think that's the style I would think about.
Like a dual sport?
A dual sport or like a Harley Sportster or a Cafe Cruiser. I
was looking at one today. It had like 8,000 miles on it, which it's not bad. And it had a lot of aftermarket stuff on it, like pegs, bars, like full exhaust, different seat, like a bunch of shit, LED lights. It was nice, but I mean, I'm kind of a small guy. Like I'm only 5'8" or so. So like I got on that and they're like, this is a big bike, blah blah, and they're like trying to convince me. They're like, yeah, not really. You'll grow into it, blah blah.
You're like, man, I'm 24. What do we grow into this shit?
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
I'm gonna go this way. Come
Yeah,
on now.
this
Come
is
on,
me.
guy.
This
You're
is
not
me
gonna
growing.
grow that way.
Oh,
Fucking
absolutely not,
liar.
mate. No.
I'm gonna fucking grow that way. But he's like, yeah, well, he's like, this one we're selling, it's probably our best deal. He's like, we can get you out the door for probably about $9,000. I'm like, no, thanks. That's like
Buy used.
I was like, that's like half what I paid for my truck.
Yeah, buy used. That's the only way I roll in.
It's like, yeah, we can try to work out your payments, be about a little under $300. I'm like, I already have a $300 truck payment. I'm not trying to tack on that, buddy.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Do you have like frame sliders on yours?
No. I bought mine bone stock.
Just
Bone
put an
stock.
exhaust on it though. Sounds
0 miles
sick.
on it. I was like, yeah. But
I
yeah,
would get some frame sliders just in the not
I've
because
thought
you're
about it,
gonna
though.
like you're gonna wipe out and slide it, but if you drop it,
yeah,
that shit helps.
It hits the
frame
handlebar
slider
and then the
help.
frame slider.
Yeah.
I've definitely thought
How
about
long
that.
did
for
you?
sure.
It's kind of a weird question. How long did you actually like ride for? How long did you have your bike? I guess?
I had it for maybe 2.5 years.
Really?
No
I had
shit.
bought it while I was
'Cause
down
I've
here.
only seen it. I only saw it like one time. I think.
I made motorcycle videos for a little bit. I
Really?
say that like I made multiple. I made like 3 and then realized this shit is not for me.
Yeah.
Like moto vlogs.
Yeah.
So I had, that little communicator where you could talk to other people riding bikes.
we were talking about getting one.
Those things are sick. I would recommend. You
expensive,
can listen
though.
to your music. Yeah, but trust me, it's worth it. You can listen to your music.
My coworker has one of those.
They're sick. They're like a Senna.
Mhm.
They've got multiple variety. You can buy them online dirt cheap too if you buy them used.
Mm.
People are selling them for like $100.
Mhm.
Definitely recommend that. You mount it on the side of your
On
helmet.
the helmet, yeah, that's what's cool.
I had a little GoPro mounted on the chin,
Mhm.
and I'm just ride around up in Corvallis and talk shit and say whatever, say stupid shit. I'm like, I
Of
can't
course.
keep making these, but I think I had it for probably 2.5 years because I had it the whole time I was up at OSU, and then I moved to SAC and took it down with me to SAC.
I didn't know that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was down there for the first week I was down there. I was driving to and from school,
Mm.
and one day I saw a motorcycle accident, and I didn't see the accident, but I saw the aftermath.
You're like,
Dude, yeah.
And I mean, there were pieces of this bike
oh yeah.
all over the interstate, and I
Our
was like,
freaking buddy had.
not for me. I saw that, and I didn't ride in Zack after that because I was like,
I feel
saw
like
this lady-
cities like that's crazy.
I've
though,
talked about
honestly.
this before, but I'm gonna say it again. There was this lady at this stoplight, and she was in a little car, and she was smoking a bong, like taking a bong hit, had her phone mounted on her steering wheel, and
God.
was on FaceTime while she's taking a bong hit at this red light. And I was like, that and the accident. And I was like,
Jesus.
I've seen
I
that
just
going
don't
down
want to risk
Broadway.
it.
I'm like, they're
Literally-
driving with their knee. I mean, everybody's driven with their knee
Yeah,
before, but like taking a ball.
scares
man,
the
I'm like,
shit.
Come on,
we were,
dude.
we
Scared
were
the shit out
riding
of
on
me.
Sunday, 2 times fucking Zack got somebody pulled right in front of him. Right in front of him.
Oh, dude, I've had so
I'm
many
like-
people cut me off.
Are you kidding? Like, how hard is it? Like, when we were blatantly in the road, and he looked our way for sure, continued to pull out in the turn lane and pull right over. I'm like,
People do not pay attention.
dude, people are horrible drivers.
So, have you guys only ridden up here?
Yeah.
It's not bad up here, but when you go to the city,
Oh, yeah, I'd
because
scare-
there's just
Oh, that's so
scare me.
scary, dude.
there's
Yeah.
way too much.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
too many cars. There's too much to try to pay attention to,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, I don't. No,
Yeah.
had I known I would have come back up here, I would have kept that bike. So it was a
Yeah.
sweet bike. But I was like, oh, I'm down there, and then I went back east, and I was like, I'm obviously not gonna take that shit with me. So I was like, I'm selling
Yeah,
it.
might as well.
Yeah. And I think I bought it for maybe mid threes, and I think I sold it for mid threes. Like I didn't.
See, yeah,
I
you,
didn't
ride,
take a
you ride
loss
it for
on
like 2 years. You definitely get your money's worth out of it.
Yeah.
And then you turn around and sell it for almost exactly what you paid
Yeah,
for
as
it.
long as you don't lay it down and you
Yeah.
don't fuck it up, you're
Basic maintenance.
Yeah.
Keep it good.
maintenance. That's the key.
totally
Yeah.
fine.
Well, 'cause
Maintenance. Check
you
your
have
chain.
to-
Check your forks.
Yeah. Chains is a big one. Honestly, like we were talking about that. And I mean, it's quite unlikely a chain's going to come apart. But I was like, do you know how fucking scary that would be?
I heard a story about a dude. I don't know if this was true, and as I'm recalling this, I'm trying to recall the facts. But supposedly he was riding and his chain broke and it like slashed into his leg
That's, yeah.
and like
Oh,
fucked
I
up his
definitely
leg.
believe that,
Yeah.
That's fucking scary.
Yeah. Or when I was talking to Alex, he was telling me about a time that his fork seals were leaking oil and it got onto his tire and he wiped out. And he shit off that. It's like,
Yeah, that's scary, dude.
yeah. I think I don't know if he was hauling ass, but he was coming out of a turn and
Just laid out.
yeah.
Just slips out.
Yeah, just because you got oil on your tire from that.
That's
I mean,
scary, dude.
yeah. Maintenance is key. Like with your car, you can, BS it and get by and
Oh,
not.
absolutely.
I mean, really, you just have to do your oil. And you don't have to do that shit every 3,000 miles. People stretch that out.
Yeah.
But if you do that shit with a bike,
It
it's
affects
just a
it.
matter of time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
you're
affects
asking for it.
I was watching a video. I mean, it was about a race car. But they're like, oh, how often do you change your oil? And it's like, well, it depends on how much you like your motor. And I was like, that's fucking to a T.
Yeah.
That's so true.
You got to maintain your bike.
How fast did you ever go on that thing? That's kind of a dumb question. But
Allegedly, I think I would allege that, I think I broke 100 going down in Mexico, going down
oh
the road.
yeah, of course, yeah.
That's it? Only 100?
Yeah. I never really opened it up as much as it could go.
Oh, okay.
Because I was,
allegedly, that's like a 170 mile an hour bike.
yeah,
160.
I would say that. Yeah,
Pretty close.
it had a nice Yoshi exhaust.
Yoshimura?
Yeah. Sweet. That thing sounded so sweet. I love the sound of that
Dude,
bike.
I bought a little $80 muffler off Amazon for my little 125.
Dude, it
I took
sounds
both
sick.
baffles
Does it?
out of it. I'm just like, people are gonna hear me. I really don't care. Like
It sounds like a
Loud
little-
bikes save lives.
Sounds like
That's
a
the
little
thing.
two-stroke though. It sounds good.
It sounds like a deep, like a little 125 fucking pit bike.
That's badass.
Sounds good.
Exactly what it
That's
sounds like.
badass.
Because bone stock, you don't even barely know it's on. And they put that exhaust on it. I'm like, that sounds sick. Yeah, I heard it from like 2 blocks away. I was like, my God.
Yeah. Yeah, I never really opened up that bike because that was my first bike.
Yeah.
Like I started on
Mm-hmm.
that
Yeah.
and I was like,
It's kind of
okay,
a
That's
big
kind
bike.
of
it's a
start
lot
on,
of bike to start on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Retrospect, not the greatest idea because you can't fuck around as much as you can on a bike like that.
Oh,
Right.
absolutely, yeah.
On a smaller bike. Like I never did any wheelies on that. I was just trying to get my
wheelies.
my
That's
bearings.
scary, honestly. Like I was watching videos on people busting wheelies, and like the slightest blip or not blip of a throttle, you're getting over or you're slipping right out. That's
Yeah.
scary.
Dude, I've seen so many videos of like full grown baggers. I'm talking motorcycles with 32-inch front wheels and the bags as long as they can be. And they're dragging their custom built,
Oh yeah,
custom painted
dragging
bags.
dragging
just-
freaking license plate.
Yeah. I've seen people pop
Like,
them on Harleys.
What are you
That's
doing?
Giant ass
scary.
bikes. I'm like, what
That's
are you
way
what
too
are you
Yeah,
doing?
freaking
Like,
700-800 pound bike
yeah,
just
what
popping
do you-
up.
that thing comes
Yeah.
back on you. It's a
Yeah.
wrap.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Kiss your ass goodbye.
I'm not gonna lie, those like mile long burnouts that I see on bikes. I'm
I
just
like that. That's cool. I'm not
That'd
gonna
be
lie.
cool.
That's
I
It's
want
pretty
to do
sweet.
that. I want to do that.
Yeah. But yeah, starting on a smaller bike is because you can fuck around on it. You can learn how to do wheelies.
The only thing I don't like about your bike, honestly, is when you're riding, if you're head straight riding, you see nothing. The only thing you're looking at, you don't even see the tire. You just see road. So it's
Yeah,
kind of
it's
trippy.
small.
Oh,
Little
it's got a
trippy.
small front end on it. Or
Oh,
No,
what?
it's
it's
tiny.
like it's
The bike,
I'm trying to
it's
picture
smaller
the
than
size
that
of it.
desk.
smaller than a desk. 100%.
Oh no shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's small.
Okay.
That's the only thing that kind of it trips you out a little bit because I was riding that 300 all day, and then we switched.
What size is it?
It's a 125.
Oh, okay. Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, it's a little tiny bike.
We were riding around all day, and we switched. And I was used to that, that 300 where you see a little bit, honestly. Like, you can see the windshield at least and stuff. And then I got on that. I'm like, dude, where the fuck? Like, it was weird because you're sitting straight up and down and at a slight downward angle. It's kind of weird.
That upright riding position is so much more comfortable though
It's different.
than riding on a.
There's when Jacobs on it, but then, I mean, you can kind of see how small it is. I think if you swipe to the right, you can see it on the showroom floor.
Oh yeah. It almost looks like what is it? Like those FRZs without the fairings on.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That's what that reminds me of. That's a gorgeous bike
It's
though, man.
cool,
That is
yeah.
that is a beautiful bike.
It's nice. It's definitely fun. Like, it's definitely more fun with the exhaust on it. Shoots flames. As soon as I put the exhaust on, I fired it up to hear about it, and I blew the throttle. It was like 1 in the afternoon, so it was like I was
Broad
at work.
daylight. Broad daylight.
Broad daylight. Sun was out. It was no clouds. It was bright as hell, and I saw that blue flame.
Really?
It was like that big. I was like, oh. I was like, yeah. I was like, this is
That's
cool as shit.
badass.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's so much fun. That's part of the problem. Is
Well,
there's-
that's the
there's
thing.
so much fun.
Yeah, we were talking about that. I'm like, honestly, we rode around town. What, 3 hours?
Mhm.
4
Oh,
hours.
you could kill a whole day.
Literally, we weren't even like, realistically, we weren't going fast. Literally just riding. I was like, this is so much fun. Like,
Maybe
I'm
35,
surprised.
40 maybe.
Surprised
It's
me.
just around town.
And it's trippy, like, cause I've never ridden a bike on the streets, and it feels like you're going so much faster. So you have to remember, like, oh, the speed limit on Broadway is 40. I'm going 30. I need to speed up. Like, and it's a whole thing. Like, I don't even care how fast I'm going. It's fun to just get
Yeah.
on it. Stoplight. I don't care. It's fun to be on it.
I would get if one of those little Groms came on the market at the right price, I would swoop that up.
There was
in a
one on-
heartbeat.
They're $3,000 all day long.
There was a stunt
Those
bike
things-
on Marketplace.
Yeah, there's someone
Fully-
took the cage like I think it's like a 2016 Honda Grom or something like that. Decked it all out. Got the wheelie bar brackets on the back. Got the
Brembo
the
brakes.
big old
everything.
cage on the side. Frame sliders, stunt bars, all kinds of stuff. It's a total like little stunt bike for like what
I don't even think it was that much.
$3,000, $2,500 or something like that.
Mic cut out.
You were hearing that?
A little static.
Did you push in that bottom part on your mic?
Oh, there you go.
Of course, it's
You
my
back in?
mic,
Okay.
of course.
Jeez.
Yeah.
No, that's the shitty mic.
Yeah.
Sorry. Zach.
No.
Next time you come on, we'll give you the good one. I just got that one a little while ago.
This is a cool mic. Like, it's
These are like, if we were being professional, these would be the mics that
yeah, these are nice.
you'd
I
want.
like
Yeah.
these.
Oh shit, man.
There's like, those are the ones I started out with, and then I
Slowly.
started getting too bougie, and I was like, I gotta get these.
Yeah, I
I mean,
can't.
look at how much these look so much nicer. I was like, okay. And then I found that one. There was a guy selling that here locally, and I was like, oh, now I gotta swoop that one
Oh,
up.
yeah, for sure.
But that third one, that's gonna be the next one to go.
Fine. If it
Yeah,
ain't broke, don't fix it.
it's my MO.
What made you want to start like doing podcasts?
COVID. I had wanted to do a podcast like back in high school.
Yeah,
I had the idea. I was
they
like,
weren't
man, that would
very
be-
popular.
They weren't,
honestly.
but because I was like my whole life has been working like manual labor jobs.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
all I've done. And so like 90% of what got me through that was listening to podcasts. I would like turn on a podcast or listen to music, And so I always had my headphones in. And I was like, man, that would be, could you imagine just sitting and talking to people and like that's what you do?
Yeah,
And then I went to OSU and I had a buddy and we almost started when I was like, hey man, we should do this. And he was like, I'm game. And we were talking about like splitting the cost of equipment. And then I transferred and came back here. And it was after that COVID scare, I
Mhm.
was like, I didn't like who the fuck I was. I was like, man, I wouldn't want to talk because all I was consuming was social media and
Yeah.
the fucking news. And I was like, I wouldn't want to talk. I was like, you gotta pull yourself out of this shit
Yeah.
because this is toxic. And this was kind of my way to do that and talk to people and see, okay, the world's not ending. Pull your head out of your
That's
ass.
cool. This is a good spot
Other people.
for it too.
It's been fun. It's been
Yeah.
pretty fucking cool. I've had a lot of interesting people on. A lot of wild shit has been said, which I
Yeah,
love.
I've watched
Yeah.
quite a few of your podcasts.
Honestly, yeah, me and
It's been pretty cool.
It's been an interesting ride And I think it's getting better. Everyone asked me, they're like, "Oh, you do that?" And I was like, "Yeah, but you probably don't want to listen to
Yeah.
like episode 300." Like I think when I hit episode 300, then it'll be worth listening to. This is all just me practicing.
Milestones.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
Milestones.
But
Getting into it.
it's almost incredibly selfish what I get out from this. Like just sitting here talking to you guys, having a beer. Like I fucking love this.
Yeah.
He's like, dude, it's been years.
Yeah, I had Miles Cochran on earlier today, and we cracked open a beer too, and I was like, how fucking insane is this?
Yeah.
We're just sitting here.
Mhm.
I don't know what you're gonna say. I don't know what you're gonna
Yeah.
say. You
That's,
don't know what
we
I
were
would
talking
gotta
about
say.
that earlier.
I didn't know what we were gonna talk about when we walked in here, and look at what we've been talking about. But like,
Yeah.
We've
how
been talking
much
It's
about
fun is
crazy
that?
the
Yeah.
snowball effect of conversation. It's cool.
And how often do you get that outside
Yeah.
of your immediate friend group?
Right. Exactly.
If you're
Oh,
lucky,
almost
never.
if you're
Almost
lucky,
never.
you get that with your friend group. If you're not lucky, you don't get a real conversation with.
And
a
if
lot
you
of
do,
people.
it's like 10 minutes, and there's that weird, awkward silence for like a couple of minutes. You're like, all right, well, see you later. It's good catching up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dude.
So I wasn't having that, especially because I didn't leave the house for 3 months. You know, like I was isolated. I was like,
Yeah.
I can't do this. I got to
Mhm.
start talking to people. I gotta,
Yeah.
and then surprisingly, people are like, "Yeah, I'll come on." And I'm like, "Okay, we're
We're
gonna
like, cool, let's
go.
pick it up, dude.
Say less. Let's do it."
Yeah.
So,
Me and Zach were talking about it the other day, and we're like, dude, honestly, like, I did not like podcasts. I'm like, why the fuck would you want to sit there and listen to somebody? Anyway, like, I never listened to one, so I mean, I guess it's kind of selfish. But like, my boss listens to like Joey's Joint. Shout out Uncle Joey. That's my guy right there. And I'm like, dude, this is cool. Then I started watching Dustin's, like, your podcast with Dustin. I'm like, dude, how much fun would that be? Like, just go and chill and talk. So yeah,
just hang out.
I like podcasts now.
Yeah.
They're cool.
Yeah, they're fucking
They're cool,
fun.
man.
Yeah, and it's all part of it.
Yeah.
See, now all that money that I was gonna use for that bike, gonna go to
Going right back
fucking bro. Always, that's the one thing I've learned
Always
with this.
something.
Always something.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Some shit's going wrong, or
Yeah.
you gotta figure this out, and
Absolutely.
it just keeps moving.
It's probably my phone.
me
I
see.
guarantee it.
That mic, the problem is, I replaced that cord on that mic too, because I thought it was that XLR cable, but I think it might be, these are called FET heads, and it just boosts the
Mm.
audio that comes in.
I
It's
say
like a
this
little
is
preamp.
This is really clear, by the way. It's cool.
Yeah. And those ones, they just pick up a little bit too much, so if
Mm.
there's some fuckery going on with it, that mic's going to be the one to pick it up.
No, that's fine. Don't matter.
Projects.
Yeah.
This is, you guys didn't see it before, but this is kind of the newest version of what it was. I used to have the table that way.
Mm.
None of this was there. We still had the drinks and everything over there, but
Yeah.
this is kind of the new iteration. I'm
Oh,
going to
shit.
start fucking around with it, and it's going to be something else here in
That's fine.
2
dude.
weeks.
This is a cool
but-
spot because it's quiet. You know what I mean? You don't hear a lot of background noise.
Yeah,
That's a
there's
big
not a
thing.
lot of traffic.
Yeah.
It's a great location, and this is like my
It's a-
spot.
It's
You
kinda
know,
like
this
the
is where I
perfect
go
size,
to.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, because if it was, I bought a green screen, and I'm gonna use that to block this off so that
Mm.
you can walk around. Because the smaller it is, it's almost better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because then you're in like a tight little location, and it's
Yeah.
like, okay, it's intimate in a weird way,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
and that I feel like it helps the conversation.
Yeah. For sure.
Guides it. But this is, I mean, even this is perfect because it's small. You're not in a giant room.
Yeah.
yeah, and you
for
just,
sure.
like it's not like too small. Where like
It's
you feel
comfortable.
Like yeah,
And then you
you're
get
not,
that
like,
weird echo
claustrophobic.
too. You know what I mean? So there's also that.
That's why I added the carpets and
Yeah.
hung that shit up on the wall because
A little
otherwise
sound
yeah,
editing,
you get
just a
echo and
smidge, yeah.
feedback into your mic.
Yeah.
But yeah,
This is cool.
it's
dude.
all part of the fun, man.
I dig it, dude.
Yeah.
I dig it a lot.
It's coming together. Next time you guys would come on, I'm sure something will be different. I want to paint the seal. I've got so many ideas.
Plans.
Yeah, I've got
Everything's
so
a
many ideas.
project.
Yeah,
Just-
Everything.
that's all part of the fun though, is being able to tinker with everything.
I didn't always have something to do.
That's a
Like-
big thing too. It's like
Yeah.
you're constantly doing something, so it makes you feel good.
What I've learned is you don't want to be the guy that doesn't have a hobby.
Yeah.
You want to be
Dude.
that guy that's always free, not
Yeah.
doing anything, just
Yeah.
sitting around spiraling. That's
Yeah.
a tough spot to be. You don't want to be the guy that's busy to where you're stressing yourself out all the time too, but
You don't want to be that friend that's
Yeah.
always like so free. You're asking other friends what they're doing constantly. You know what I mean?
you're just not doing anything
Yeah.
ever. You're
You gotta
just,
have your own little hobby or something.
something you can invest like a bike. Something
Yeah.
you can invest your time in
Something
and
you
get
truly
something
enjoy.
back from.
Yeah.
Yeah. You gotta have a hobby.
And then make it your own and all that. Oh yeah.
I think I don't know if a lot of people don't have hobbies or don't have things that they enjoy, but it helps provide a good outlook on life.
Yeah, absolutely. It's mental. A
Yeah.
lot of it comes back to mental, honestly. Like mental health is like I didn't really realize how much mental health is for a person, but it's fucking crazy. Cause like year and a half ago, I mean, almost 2 years ago, back when like me and my ex split, dude, I was going through a rough phase. Like I would literally just go to work, come home, and do nothing. I was so depressed, bro. It was bad. Depression's bad. You ever have like a truly depressing stage in your life? It's tough. It's really tough. Like I would be so bored that like I get off work at like 3 in the morning, and I just go drive around. I drive out to like fucking Big Lagoon or Brookings, or I drive down to Garberville. It's so boring. Then I finally just one day I was like, you know what? Fuck this. Like I'm gonna start being happy. That's back when I gained weight too. You haven't seen me in so long. I used to be.
I didn't
chunky.
see you. You pretty
Chunky.
much the size of,
Oh yeah,
of
I'm
all
back
I
to like
always
my
see.
high school
Yeah.
weight, yeah. But like I was chunky. I got up. I think my highest was almost. I was like 197, which doesn't sound like a lot, but like I'm only 5'8", so like, yeah, it was bad. And I finally just was like, you know, fuck this. Like I'm gonna start having fun. You know, I'm gonna look forward to going to work and stuff like that. So yeah, mental health is like crazy, and like I was talking to Sabrina about it too, and I think that's the reason why she's doing so much working out is because she likes it. I'm like, that's another mental health thing. That's crazy. And I didn't think about it as much. But now, like, yeah, it's really, really important. Like, same thing with my job. Like, my old job, hated it. I'd come home, hate it. And, like, I'm making a little less money now, but, like, I enjoy it. So that's a big thing. So, yeah.
That happiness factor is huge.
Yeah.
And especially with things like the gym, that's one of those things where you can invest time into it and you get a positive return.
Mm-hmm.
And when you do that, I can't speak for Sabrina, but I'm sure she feels this way too. It's not even so much about, you know, getting in there and like working out. It's
Seeing
about how you,
results and stuff.
not
Yeah.
even seeing results.
Yeah.
It's about how you feel. Like
Mhm.
I go into the gym and it's not even about, oh, I want to look, you know, I want to get freaking jacked. It's about like, this is my therapy in a way. Like I'm going to go in there, I'm going to beat myself to shit, lifting heavy ass objects, and I'm going to feel fucking great when I go out. And the days that I don't go do that, I just feel like shit.
Yeah.
You feel like shit.
You're like, this is weird.
It's like you have to do that for your mental health in a way. Like I need to go work out so that I think I'm a shittier person if I don't work out. For sure. If I don't work out for a few days, I'm like, dude, I get more aggro. I'm more on edge. I've learned that I definitely have to work out before I do podcasts because otherwise I sit there and I start
tense
fucking,
up.
I get too spastic. Like I have all this energy. I think the fucking human body, you need hard shit to do. You need to you need to challenge yourself.
Absolutely.
That's what people miss is you don't have any hardship. You don't have any struggle. And your life is just like this vanilla tapioca pudding you're just pushing your way through. You're not designed for that. You gotta struggle. You gotta have some hardship. Whether it's hardship just in life or provided hardship like through fitness.
Yeah.
You gotta have something that challenges you. Otherwise you're just jello. Or I feel that way. I feel like I melt and I turn into a shitty person. If I go 3 days without working out, there's a noticeable difference in who I am. For sure.
Yeah, I was that with like my job now, like tinting. Like, yes, it's easy, but to an extent. Like, you put tint on windows, like everybody's like, oh, that's easy. Yes, but like, there's cars out there, they're fucking hard. Because film is so delicate and stuff like that, and I like, because I've only been there a month, so like, I'm not by any means a pro. But like, I love, lately this past week, I would say, like I just showing up to work, and I'm just like tinting, like I'm cutting out the film and putting it on myself, and my boss is like, sick, you want to do that? Sick, yeah, do that. I'm like, yeah, I want to, like I like a little bit of challenge. Like we were doing this car the other day. He's like, you want to put that window on? And like it's kind of difficult. I was like, fuck yeah, I want to do it. Like absolutely. He's like, fuck yeah. And then we busted out so much quicker and stuff. And it was good. It made me feel good. Like I was like, fuck yeah, I tinted that. That was me. And yeah, it was cool.
Because you had a challenge and you rose to it and you beat it.
Yeah.
And that's part of life. When you don't set goals or you don't have challenges you're facing, that's when you slip into that depressive shit
Yeah.
and you start spiraling and you're like, you're not happy
Mhm.
because you don't have goals. It's so cheesy and it's so cliche because everybody fucking talks about it, but you have to have goals. You have to have
Absolutely.
something that
And
you're
you'd be
striving
surprised
for
like how much you surprise yourself doing shit.
and
You're
what
like,
you can
"Holy shit,
achieve.
Yeah, yeah.
Like if you set, and maybe you don't achieve the goal on the first try, but maybe you get farther than you thought you
Yeah,
were.
exactly.
Like
You're
it's all
still-
about hitting a milestone,
Mhm.
raising the bar, hitting the next one.
Yeah. It's like my old job, even though I'm not gonna necessarily say I hated that job. That's kind of a brutal term, but like I was very happy. But then there'd be jobs where like a big ass lifted truck would come in, big tires, and like sick. I want to do that because it's hard. And I want to do that. Or like a really skinny, like low pro tire would come in, and you're like, I actually want to do that one because it's challenging, and I like doing that. And I tell my boss that all the time. I'm like, I want to do something else. Like I got to a point where like, not saying I was the best tire guy at that shop by any means, but like, I was comfortable and like, I knew how to do most tires. Like, we were doing backhoe tires and semi tires, which is fun because those are tricky. I was like, I want to do like the next step. Like, I want to start learning something else. So I started learning like office work and stuff like that. And I've, just like you, I've never not had a manual labor job. So I started doing office work and it was tricky, but I liked doing it because I was looking forward to something new. And I feel like that's a big thing, is pushing yourself. Yeah.
Getting comfortable is dangerous.
Yeah, it is.
That's what scares me, is that idea of I'm comfortable here, so this is where I'm going to stay.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people slip into that, and then you blink, and you just miss 20 years of your life.
Oh, yeah.
Dude,
That
it
scares
can
the shit out of me.
gone like that, and you're just like, what happened? Like, it's crazy because think about it. What, we graduated in high school in 2016.
That's crazy.
It's already been 6 years.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and it literally feels like it's been like
A year or two ago, maybe.
maybe 1 or 2 years. Turn around, you're like, what the hell? It flies by. It literally, like, you blink an eye and you're like, whoa. Kind of trippy. Like when you just go like day by day, like that's all it is. It's just day by day, and then it all blends together, and then before you know it, you've been doing the same thing through 1 to 2 years, and then like you turn around, and you're like, oh, what? Okay, well, there goes 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
damn.
dangerous. I mean, we all know those people where you see them and then you don't see them for
Mhm.
5, 6 years, and then you see them again. They're in the exact same spot.
Yeah.
And especially if they hate where they are and they hated where they were back then, and you see them again, you're like, Jesus, nothing has changed.
Well, to an extent, it's like you have a hard time feeling bad for them. You know what I mean? It's because they're not actively doing something to change. I was in that spot with like multiple things in my life, but like honestly, I say like this last year and a half, totally different person than I was high school or right after high school or even jobs. Like totally different. Like I have a totally different outlook because I'm like, dude, if I'm not looking forward to what I'm doing, why am I doing it? You know, it's crazy.
Just got to be careful. And you just have to maintain perspective. You really have to maintain perspective because you could look at that and see, you could lose your shit saying, oh, I'm not where I wanted to be 6 years ago, where I am now. So you have to have some patience in that sense, and you can't compare your shit to other, because like I love people that are doing way better than me. Like I use that shit as fuel.
It's
Haley
cool.
Lamb is my favorite example because she's
Dude, she's out there.
I love her.
out
Dude.
there,
She
dude.
is amazing.
Busting
She's a
workout.
fucking
Killing
badass. She was
Yeah.
telling me, this was a long time ago. I think the first podcast she came on, she was like, I only eat 1 meal a day to save money. I don't know if she's still doing that. I
That's
hope not. She needs to
crazy.
eat more.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
when she said that, I was like, holy fuck, what would I do that for in my life?
Yeah.
What would be my 1 meal a day thing? And I didn't have anything. I was like, Jesus, I need to start working harder.
Yeah, dude.
But you need people like that in your life because you see that and you're like, oh, there's a sixth gear we could kick into,
Right.
and I'm not there. So I need to work
Yeah.
harder. I love that shit.
That's
That
cool.
is fuel.
She's
a badass.
absolutely killing it right now.
That
Yeah,
girl
it's
is gonna
crazy.
she's gonna fucking go places.
Oh,
I'm
absolutely.
So
I wouldn't-
excited.
100%.
Wouldn't be surprised if like she got in like really deep into politics, like governor or
I
something.
hope
like
she
that.
does.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I hope she
dude.
does.
Yeah.
Because she's a genuine fucking person.
Mhm.
And she's not. I don't get. She said she gets like a lot of hate comments. And I don't know
For
whoever the fuck
what,
is shitting
dude?
on her
Yeah.
needs to get a life, because that girl, she just wants to help people genuinely. With
Absolutely.
investing, with whatever
100%.
she
Yeah.
can, she would be willing to help anybody. She's an amazing person.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you gotta have people like
I
that in
agree
your
with that.
life. 100%.
Definitely a good all around person that definitely looks out for other people before
Dude, she
herself.
fucking went to like Africa and
That's
volunteered.
awesome, dude.
I've never done that shit.
Yep.
Like
That's awesome.
She was out there for what, a month or two?
a while. She's been to a lot of different countries, I believe,
Yeah.
doing shit like that.
She was
Crazy.
And like, look at us. We're just like,
she needs to
we're
start a
sitting-
podcast.
Yeah, we're
I know,
just,
right?
We're just in here
We're
fucking sitting on our
drinking
ass drinking beer.
This
She's
is
out
my
there.
contribution.
Yeah, she's out there
but
fucking
you
helping
need
kids. and
both. You
all
need
kinds of
someone out
shit.
there to do that. You gotta surround yourself with people who want better for themselves, because that shit will just rub off on you, and you will rise to the occasion.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
that saying. I love this quote. It's, "Show me your friends, and I'll show you your future."
right. That's a
Oh,
good
yeah.
That
quote.
shit is so true. I think about that, like, when I was a kid. There are instances where you start hanging out with the wrong crowd, and
Mhm.
if
Mhm.
you stick with that, that's your life.
That's your
And
path.
You can
You
get
just
sucked
chose
in.
to go
You
down
can
that path.
start
Fast. Real
dealing
fast.
drugs. You
Oh,
could
yeah.
start shooting up heroin. Like, you could just
You can go downhill.
you
Yeah.
could just
that.
go nowhere with your life. So it's all based on who you're hanging out with, what you're doing, the people you surround yourselves with.
I had there's this quote that I'm not a big quote guy. Like, I don't really.
I'm a big quote guy.
But there's this one quote that stuck with me for years. I think it was my high school quotes. It's I think it was on Morris's wall, and it was like a picture of some dude running. I don't remember who it was. I'm sorry, but it's like, to like sacrifice anything less than your like full potential or your best is sacrifice your gift. I'm like, that's so true. Like, if you're not doing everything you can and like striving for greatness, like, then what's the point? Like,
Why do it?
why? Yeah. And that stuck with me for a long time. And it took me a while to kind of realize what that's truly meant. Like I said, this last year and a half, I feel like I've really like started to become the person that I'm happy with. And it feels good. Like, I'm in a lot better mental state. Like, I'm not always drained. I'm not always tired, and like, I'm always wanting to go do stuff.
You
now.
seem like like, I didn't see you before
Right.
during that state, but you seem like you've got a good head on
Yeah.
your shoulders. Like, you're.
Yeah. And I'm not trying to bash like previous girlfriends by any means. I'm really
It's
not.
too late for that.
But like, looking back, like, I was kind of a douche. Like,
Well, here's the thing. You could have a great girlfriend, and you two could be,
Right.
your combination could be toxic. You
Oh,
could
yeah.
both be amazing people. You could both, outside of yourselves, be amazing.
yeah.
And when you put your two pieces together, it's just not a good match.
it's not
and
a
you're both
match.
just fucking.
Yeah. And it took me a long time to realize that. Like, I remember this one specific day, me and Sabrina were going to Target for something. And I was talking to her. I was like, I don't know what's going on with me. I'm so like depressed all the time and blah blah. All I'm thinking about is what I can change to try to, like, what I can change in myself to try to make that relationship work. And she's like, you need to realize, like, you guys as a whole is not it. I'm not saying, and she's like, it's not 100% your fault, it's not 100% her fault, but at the same time, you need to realize what you did and just move on. And that probably was a soul turning point for me. It was like, you're fucking right. Like, I need to just start bettering myself and not trying to make other people happy. And that's a big thing.
It's huge.
Yeah.
And you can get, relationships are incredibly beautiful and incredibly dangerous, because you can get with the wrong person and your life is just shit, because you go home to see that person and it's terrible.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you're at work, you're thinking about the fight you two had, or
Yeah.
the shit that you two had, or the drama about this, and it's just like fucking in the back of your head 24/7, and that's your life. And if you get her pregnant, or if shit hits the fan and you
That's
guys get
scary.
married, like,
then you're stuck together.
that's your fucking life.
Yeah.
That's unless you want to get a divorce or just raise the child. Like, there are different
Yeah,
avenues you
there's
could take to
definitely
diminish that. But if
yeah.
you get sucked into a bad relationship, there are few things that weigh on you as heavily as having a partner that you just do not click with. And people fall like you, oh, I love this person. And then
Like,
the honeymoon phase ends and you're kind of like, this shit is a lot. And I think I'm sure we've all been there where you're just like, there has to be more to life than this. There has to be more out there.
Like, definitely, like, not the same, but I feel like we were kind of in a similar boat with our past relationships where both were not happy.
Oh, yeah.
Like, remotely.
Definitely.
And it was always like I wouldn't say fight or argument, but it was always words exchanged if you wanted to go hang out with friends and stuff. And it's like, well, why don't you ever want to do something with me? Or why do you ever bring around me? And it's just like, well, they don't like you. So, where's that? And it took me a long time to realize that, like, if your friend, like, every friend around you, I wouldn't say hate, because that's a strong word, doesn't pertain, like...
strongly dislikes.
Yeah, like you, when
you're
you're with a person, you need to take a step back and look at that as a whole. Like, am I in a good situation? Am I truly happy? Like, it's not a good feeling to have a girlfriend and all your friends hate her. It's tough.
It sucks.
It's...
because then you can't bring her around.
It's bad.
You want to hang out with your friends, but she's like, "Oh, can I come?" And then you're like, "Well, fuck, now we just got to stay home
multiple
because
times.
I can't bring you."
Yep, multiple times. We've been in that boat, man.
And it creates that wedge. And then slowly, if it's really toxic, she starts having you subliminally cut off a lot of your friends.
We both did that, yeah.
And then at the end of it, it's just you two,
Mhm.
and there's no one else to turn to, and you're at the bottom of this fucking black hole, and you're like, this can't be my life.
Yeah.
This can't be my life.
We were both in that boat where, like, we didn't hang out with friends for, like, months at a time.
Mm-hmm.
And if we did, it was just, like, dinner. And then, oh, I got to go home. So-and-so wants me back. You know? Yeah. So, yeah. It was tough. And that's another thing. Like, I'm not trying to sound all corny, but I'm truly blessed to find somebody that, like, my friends really like. They like to see that I'm happy with.
He's really trying to make up for the fact that he said he likes you more than his girlfriend.
Simp.
That if you moved...
simp, dude.
Dustin's a bigger simp
Big
than me.
simp.
I don't want to hear it.
He's engaged. That's different.
Simping, that whole simp term is fucking stupid.
No,
like,
I know. Absolutely.
No, I get what you guys...
It's absolutely dumb as hell.
If you're in a healthy relationship, you're going to
You should be a
do
simp.
shit.
You should be a simp.
You both
100%.
should be a simp.
Absolutely.
She should be a simp for you. You should be a simp for her. It's when it's one-sided and you're like, dude, fuck, take off the love goggles for a second and see what's going on here.
Yeah.
But
I just do it to fucking bust his job.
Yeah.
I did the same thing to Dustin, dude. Dustin,
this is so funny, dude.
I love you,
whipped.
bud, but
that used to be the term before simp.
Simp, yeah.
Whipped.
Oh yeah, I remember
Back
that.
in the day, that's old school now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Relationships they're tricky. They're a tricky thing.
Yeah. It's nice to have something like, there again, it sounds bad to say, but easy. Not necessarily easy, but like just works. It does. Like, I don't have to try to get along.
I think on some level it should be like that though, shouldn't it?
Oh, absolutely, definitely. Because like when stuff's easy, it's not necessarily a bad thing by any means.
No, yeah.
But like, I feel like that kind of like affects the entire relationship. Like everything just flows better. Like you guys just like communicate more. It's not like someone's not jumping down the other one's throat because like they want to go do something and the other person doesn't want to do it or whatever. Like they both have an open mind.
Yeah.
Both like very similar. Want the same thing, and like it's just easy and it just flows and everything is a lot easy again. But it's just when you find that person, like you like obviously like within like a short amount of time, and it's just a snap of a finger and it clicks and you're just like, damn, like this is what I've been missing out on this whole time.
Yeah,
it's like,
and there again, like I never got to finish my story, but like when I met my girlfriend now.
Oh, we're circling back to the beginning. That was
like bringing it back.
Yes, you swiped up. We took. See, that's one of the beauties about the podcast. Yeah. We took a wide berth to get back to the end of that story.
If you think about it, like when we first did it, we started talking. You mentioned World War III, and it was like,
oh shit,
we've never circled back around to that.
We're coming back now.
And I was gonna ask you about that. That's another question. Like, I was asking him, do you have like topics that you physically want to talk about every podcast, or like
No.
No, okay, that's what I had.
I go in. There are so if somebody is a part of something, so like with Alex, for example, because he was the last one, he rides motorcycles.
Mhm.
So I'm assuming some of it's gonna be about motorcycles because he's
Yeah.
a stunt rider. That's how I found him. Was I
Right.
was looking at bikes online on Facebook
Mhm.
and saw the Suron and it was attached to him and I was like, oh, I'm gonna get this guy on. But I don't think of questions or like
Right.
think I'm gonna. You kind of have to keep. What I'm learning is you're like steering a ship, but the current's gonna go
Where it's
where it
gonna
go.
goes.
Yeah.
And it's good that it does that because it leads to interesting shit like everything we've been talking about for the past
Almost 3.
almost 3 hours.
Yeah.
It's been 3 hours.
It's 2.5 right now, yeah.
Yeah.
And seeing it feels like we've been here for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And you know why? Because it's been interesting shit we're saying. And so the biggest thing for me has been trying to pay attention to that, to
Yeah.
steer it towards the interesting shit, because sometimes it can veer off and
Yeah.
we're sitting here and I'm like, oh, fuck.
Dustin said he was here for like what 6 hours.
I think Dustin holds the longest one.
That's awesome.
Which is,
Is
it's
that
crazy.
4 hours.
It's
21
crazy.
minutes?
Some of those are crazy because it's like,
That's
what did
crazy.
I don't even know what like, if you ask me what we talked about, I don't know. But I would say I had a great time fucking talking about it. I feel bad for whoever tried to listen to that.
Oh, absolutely.
6 hours of
Yeah.
bullshit, but
Dustin's been like, Dustin's a couple times. He's like, dude, he's like, who was it? There was one that was like 2 or 3 hours or something like that. He's like, dude, he's like, I watched as much as I could, and then I went home, watched some, and I had to finish it the next day. I was like,
yeah.
Yeah.
But so you're kind of steering the ship, but you also want to let the conversation flow where it's going to go.
Mhm.
So, and maybe I should have questions, maybe not. Some people say I should write
It's cool to
pre-questions
have.
out, but
It's cool to have like you said, like Alex, like he used motorcycles, so that'd be cool to talk about motorcycles, how he got into
That's
it,
it.
his upbringing, stuff like
I've
that.
if it's an organization like I had Abe Stevens, who I bring up all the time, he brought over that Humboldt distillery. There's a vodka over there. It's a hemp vodka.
Mm.
And so I brought him on, and obviously we talked about his distillery because that was his thing. We
Right.
talked about other things too. It came up that he was a poker player and loves poker.
That's cool.
And it's like gems like that you would miss if I just had questions and was
Right.
just sticking to the questions.
Absolutely, yeah.
Thrive off that shit.
Yeah.
So my MO is, am I interested? Because if I'm interested and you're interested and you're interested, then it's going to be a good conversation.
Yeah.
It's
But
going to go on and on and on.
Yeah, if we're sitting here and I'm thinking, fuck, it's only been 20 minutes. We got to wrap this shit. And it's like, okay. And some conversations only warrant an hour.
Right.
Some warrant longer.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
not a knock on the conversation. You
Right.
can have a great conversation in an hour. I'm sure a lot of people would say, Nick, you should stop at an hour. Stop fucking talking.
Yeah.
But as long as the people sitting here at this table are interested and we're enjoying the
Yeah.
conversation, that's all I care about. Like,
As long
because
as
then we're
it's-
having a good time. As long as
long as
we're
it
in here having a good
flows,
time.
yeah.
Yeah. If we're having a good time.
But who's it hurting?
Yeah.
Who's it hurting?
So questions, I'll think of general. I don't write anything down.
Mhm.
I just go in. Honestly, the hardest part is just starting.
Right.
Like right when we sit down.
Making a conversation.
That's why I've learned. I just start talking to people right when they walk in, and then we sit down.
Casually just
I
sit
don't
down.
say we're starting. I don't do anything. We just keep the conversation flowing, and it's a much more natural
Right.
start.
Yeah, that's smart. Yeah.
I've
I
noticed that.
Yeah, I used to have people come in and we talk a little bit, and then they'd sit down, and I'd stop talking to fiddle with stuff, and then I'd be like, okay, like and we try to like,
Mhm.
Start
and
it
you're
up again.
starting from a
Like-
stop, and it's like, okay, we gotta build the momentum.
Right.
But if you just kind of sneak it in there
Mhm.
when they're walking in,
That's clever.
their guards down, they feel comfortable because
Yeah, absolutely.
this space is very disarming.
Oh, absolutely.
That's how I've designed it. That's why there's alcohol right there. That's why we're in a fucking garage. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't feel formal. There's shit hanging from the ceiling. Like
Chill out. Yeah, relax.
so you
a little
come in,
bit.
you're disarmed, and as long as I can get you talking,
Yeah.
it's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
And then you just try to steer it. If it starts going a little boring, you try to steer it to something else that might be interesting. And
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
sometimes the guest will take it to a place I didn't even know. And then it's like, oh, we're talking about this shit. And that's some of the funnest
Yeah.
parts, is like, again, with Abe Stevens, when he was talking about poker, or I've had on, a lot of the times with like Dustin or Braden or Kaz, like shit comes out with these people that you're talking to that you didn't know. And you're like, oh, fuck. Like,
Yeah.
let's talk about that. Like we're talking about relationships.
Yeah.
If you would have asked me, what are you going to talk about? Relationships wouldn't have been on there. I wouldn't have known about you guys riding bikes.
Yeah.
Like, all that comes up in the natural flow of conversation.
Yeah.
It's kind of an art. It sounds
It
like
yeah,
douchey
it
to
is.
say it like that,
Absolutely.
but it's a weird.
Yeah.
like art form, I guess.
Yeah.
No, I 100% agree. I was definitely thinking about that. Like when you first asked the question, I was like, okay, when we first started, we were talking about this, and then you mentioned something, and then
It
like
was just a big spiral,
we
yeah.
circled back around to that, and I was like, it's weird that like three guys can have a conversation about almost anything, and it like you said, like I just stepped outside and I was like, dude, we've been here for almost 2.5 hours. I'm just like,
Yeah, it doesn't.
that's mind-boggling. I'm
That's
like,
insane.
That's crazy. Hasn't felt that long at all.
Yeah. That's the mark of a good podcast.
Yeah.
When you leave and you're like, oh shit, I've had people be like, oh fuck, I had shit to do, and we've been here for 3 hours now.
Yeah.
Like I gotta go.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's how I know. Like, okay, it was good. We did a good job.
Yeah.
We had fun. Because that's all. It's just a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I've asked Dustin on like, did you like look up anything or like try to get like affiliated with like some part of the news? Because like when I say like I don't look at the news or look at politics or anything, like
Nothing. I'd look at me either.
absolutely nothing. I was like,
I don't know
because
anything.
that stuff is so negative. I'm just like, I don't want that in my life. If it doesn't pertain to me in particular or like my close friends or like my close family, don't care.
Yeah.
I have no desire to help or okay, no, not help. Sorry, wrong word. But like, I turn away from it because like that's just how I am. It's
Mhm.
like if it doesn't pertain to me or anybody in like my
Something
close,
you care about. Yeah.
yeah, or like my loved ones or anything like that, I just don't care.
Yeah.
And like that might be negative and like at times, and like I've definitely caught myself. I'm just like my lack of caring and like
Dude.
that's
Truly, yeah.
kind of
Other
it's
than my
kinda a little
loved
off-putting,
ones and stuff, like
not gonna lie.
my
But
amount of care is pretty low. It's kind of bad, but at the same time, it makes me less stressed, honestly. So, I don't know.
But see, that's it. That's the litmus test, right? It's because if I was sitting over here and trying to talk politics to you guys would be like,
I'd be like, I
"Gee,
gotta go.
are we done?" And see, that's like that World War III thing. That's almost like a little, you're throwing out like feelers.
Mhm.
It's like I threw that out there.
mhm.
We redirected right away. And so I make a mental note, okay, I'm not going to try to circle back to that because
Mhm.
it's obvious. Like, we don't need to talk about that. You guys aren't interested in that. I'd rather talk about some shit we're all interested in.
Right.
So it's a
Mhm.
fun conversation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you kind of, and part of that is on me trying to become a better host, I guess, or like
Yeah.
not be fucking boring, which is,
No,
that's all part of it. But
you're killing that part.
it's a mutual thing. Like I'm
Mhm.
feeding off of you guys, you're feeding off of me.
Right. Yeah.
We're just talking. We're just shooting shit. That's all I try to do. I try to
That's
come in
what
here,
yeah.
shoot shit. I say some stupid stuff sometimes, and then
Oh,
I'm like,
absolutely.
fuck. And then
Everybody
I
does
put it
that.
out there because I have to, and I'm like, wait for the slam on that, and then move on to the next one. It's like I'm gonna say some more stupid shit. Like
Yep.
that just is part of it.
Yeah.
Dude, I love the fact that like you don't filter anything. Because like Dustin
I think that's
mentioned
the
this
only way
me.
to do it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Dustin mentioned that to
Yes.
me last time, and he's like, no, he's like, when he posts it, he doesn't filter anything, unless like you all get up and go to the bathroom or something.
Yeah, if it's dead
the-
air.
oh,
'cause
absolutely.
Who's gonna want to listen to 5 minutes of just static? Like,
Yeah.
okay, I feel for you.
That's
Yeah.
I probably I kind of wanted to ask that before we start, but like no, it doesn't matter. But like about the cussing thing, like obviously it doesn't really
Anything.
matter. Yeah.
yeah,
It's a podcast, baby.
Yeah.
Everything goes.
yeah. Dustin and I were talking about that too. Like,
Yep.
I've had people ask, like, "Do you edit?" And I'm like, "Nope." But when we start going, unless I start going and they're unprepared and they say,
Mm.
like, I've had people we're talking about something else and it like they're saying something about something before we start, kind of, and I feed into that. That won't start, but then
Mm.
it'll be a natural
Right.
start into it.
Yeah.
Like once we sit down, like.
Game on.
Because if I start editing shit, and I've been maybe too cautious about this, I don't know, but it's been very apparent to me that I don't want to go down that lane of editing it to that extent.
Mm-hmm.
Because then, how do I know what's true and what's not? Like if I was listening to me, and I'm cutting shit out of the middle and cutting shit out of this portion and that portion.
You don't want to have a
Other-
guest message you and be like, "Why'd you cut this section out?" Like I thought that
Exactly.
was cool.
Yeah.
and-
Or
Yeah.
have people, if this is gonna work by whatever that means, and really I only view this in terms of me, and the way I want this to be is unfiltered. Like I don't want to I don't want it
raw, like true.
You can take this out of context. Like I've said some wild shit on here
Mhm,
that if you
absolutely.
just clip that portion, people
Yep.
would be like, "This guy's a fucking piece of shit." But then all I have to say is, hey, full clip's out there. If you want to go listen to it,
Yep.
maybe you'll still think I'm a piece of shit. Okay, that's
But
cool.
at least you listen to
At
it.
least you listen to it. You got
In
maybe got a better
context.
picture of
Yep.
me. That's the
Right.
thing, is the context. I don't ever want to get to a position where it's, oh well, he edits shit, so is this really
Yeah.
real, or
made
is
it-
Is
this
this really
scripted, or
him,
is
or is he
this,
trying to put a
or
persona
is he trying
out
to
there?
frame this person in one? Because other people have done some wild shit on here too, and I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
like we're in this together now.
let's-
If I
let's
get
go start
canceled, we're
something.
going down. Yeah, we're going down together, and that's. I think it has to be authentic like
Yeah.
that.
It's. I would say it's so much more, like, real. Like if you sit there and you edit out parts that like, oh, I don't think viewers will like this part.
I'd
or-
be sitting here all day.
Yeah,
I wouldn't post a
that'd be
podcast.
hours of editing after
I
editing.
joked about my beard making me look like a terrorist.
That's out there, man.
Mm-hmm.
Which the thing is, if it was just the three of us talking, that's what I would have said
Yeah.
that same shit.
It's,
And so that's the energy I've been very cognizant of bringing into
Yeah.
this from the beginning.
Dude.
Is it's if I was sitting here and nobody was recording, I'm gonna say the exact same shit to
Yeah.
you that I would say if I knew somebody was on camera.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and like sitting down, I was definitely a little like
You're aware of it.
nervous
Yeah.
of the cameras.
But then it fades away.
just you don't even notice. You're just mid
That's the goal.
conversation. Yeah, absolutely.
I've got this camera to my left on a tripod. That one's a little more apparent, especially because it's orange. But I'm gonna get these mounts because it kind of
It
fades
blends
away a
in,
little bit.
yeah, it definitely
And once
hides.
you get rolling, like I haven't thought about the cameras once
No.
until we just started talking about the camera.
Yeah.
I've looked at this one maybe once or twice, but it was just like real quick. I'm like, what are you doing? I'm like,
And
I
to
know
be
it's
fair,
there.
it's right in front. Like you're in the hard spot because it's like right. I look at you and it's just in my periphery.
I can barely
It's
see
like,
that
oh,
one,
shit,
yeah.
it's like right there.
I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm like, okay.
Yeah, that's another one of the fucking projects.
But no, but like realistically, like right now, like it's not that big of a deal. Like
Yeah.
like the setup.
I
like
feel like
the setup
when
you
you're
got is
So
very
in
good.
tune to something, you're invested in it, so nothing matters.
And
Really.
you tone
Like, we could
everything
be in a freaking brick like shed, or it could be 20 degrees, and we're having mid conversation. I don't care. It's conversation.
And I think the headphones really help. I gotta start.
I
I gotta start using the headphones more because some
I
people
like
come in and they're a little on the fence,
Mhm.
and I'm like, okay, we don't have to use them. But
No,
the headphones make a
It
difference.
feels more comfortable. Yeah.
And you're locked in because I hear
Mhm.
you at the same
Absolutely.
volume I hear you at the
Mhm.
same volume I hear myself, and it helps so that we're not all talking over
Mhm.
each other as much. Because I've done some where we don't have headphones and it's everybody's talking over each other and we're just fucking. It's a
Yeah.
mess. But I'm locked in. I hear you.
Mm-hmm.
You're the only thing I
Well,
hear.
and it's
You're
nice
the only
too,
thing I
'cause
hear.
you don't have to like really speak up. Like you don't have to try to make yourself heard per se. Like it's just clean and it's comfortable.
This right here, this is bonfire vibes. It's exactly what this is.
Yeah.
Back when we used to go to the river bar down
Yeah.
there, and back when, I remember one time when you went down there in your black truck and Vanessa, and you smashed the left.
I was just talking
The-
about that. I
the
don't know who,
left-
maybe a couple podcasts ago. I was
rear
just
door.
talking about
You
that.
smashed that thing up against the tree. I was like, oh no.
I know
Aw.
everybody. We all froze, and I was like, "Fuck." All right, well, we're still going to the bonfire. Like, what are you gonna do?
No,
Like,
that's exactly what this feels like. It
Yeah.
feels like obviously we see each other every day, but like both of us haven't seen you in
Yeah.
years.
and with this dynamic, you would have never guessed that.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like we've been.
Yeah.
Exactly, like
it's
talking
so
every day.
fluid, man. It's
It's
just
exactly how it feels like having a bonfire. It's like at a bonfire, you're having beer, you're talking, you got music, and then like it's just a good time. It's literally what this is. Like it. I was kind of nervous about it.
Oh
Like,
yeah, a little bit.
Like
yeah.
I was kind of nervous because like I was like, man, maybe I wanted the headphones because like this and that. And I was just like, if it happens, it happens. It's like whatever. But then like when you're talking and like mid conversation, like you guys said, like you lose sight of the cameras. You lose sight of like what's going on, and you're just invested in like the conversation and like what each other has to say, and it's completely different.
Yeah. And I was talking to my buddy about it, and I was just like, it's crazy because the amount of conversation that like Dustin can just spark up and talk about pretty much anything, that's cool. And like I was talking to him, I was like, dude, I don't know what we're gonna talk about. Like I'm not very good at conversation at all.
Here we've been
And-
talking for 3
Yeah.
hours.
Yeah, it's
And
just
I
like
was
it's
telling him, I
nothing.
was like, it's crazy. He just talks. And it's just right off the top of his brain. I was like, dude, that looks cool. And then like here we are, just
Doing it.
there's only been what 5 seconds of silence this whole time that we've been.
But even that, like, you need sometimes you have to, like, sit and
Yeah.
think about
Yeah.
it. You know,
Yeah.
like,
You're like, what's
I've had
next?
some dead air on here before where I'm sitting and thinking because somebody said something challenging, and I'm like,
Mhm.
okay, how am I gonna word this?
Right.
Because so like when we start talking, we've talked a lot about transgender things on this
Mhm.
podcast because that's something I'm interested in because I don't understand
That was a
it.
good
That's a whole
podcast.
that's
That
a
was
whole world that's unknown.
That was a good.
And that's
your
my
average
MO.
person.
If I don't know about something, I want to ask
Yeah.
questions. And I feel like I'm still very young in all of this. And I'm like I'm not even beginner. Like I'm below beginner trying to still figure all this out. And so having people like Skylin, I loved having Skylin on.
That was a
She was
good
amazing.
episode.
Yeah. But I feel like
Mm-hmm.
now if I had her on, I would press harder or press in different ways to try to ask real questions that I was
And I
feeling
feel
that I
like-
might not have
yeah.
asked back then because I was uncomfortable about it. You
Yeah.
know?
I feel like there's a whole like negative connotation around that to where like you want to ask questions, but then there's always that little piece in the back of your mind. It's like, well, I don't want to come off rude, so that's the hard thing. And that was a good episode because it was just lots of question asking and it was good.
That's been my biggest challenge with this is asking the questions that I want to ask and that kind of need to be asked,
Mhm.
but getting over me holding myself back because I don't want to offend them, or
Right.
I want them to like me, or I want them to come back, or I
Mhm.
want them to see that I'm a good guy, or I don't want them to be offended. I feel like mainly
just
over the past few
genuinely
episodes,
curious, yeah.
I've been making a very concerted effort of just stripping that away and being okay. This is how it
Yeah.
is. Like, if we're gonna do this, we're gonna do
Mhm.
this.
Yeah.
But yeah, if I don't know about something like
I'd love to
transgender,
ask. Oh yeah,
Mhm.
I've
absolutely.
got questions. What
Yeah.
having a dick or having a vagina? Like what does it
Yeah.
mean when you say you feel like a woman? Like I don't know what
Mhm.
that is. Or if you're a
Mhm.
woman, what does it feel like when you say you are a man? Like what does
Like
that
I feel
mean?
masculine today. You
What
know?
does that
Like,
mean
what
to
is-
you? Or
yeah.
you put a hat on and some cargo pants and you are a man. Like what? Okay, how does that play out
Yeah.
in your head? Or I had Lazara Firefox on, who was super cool, and she was talking about heroin addicts being functioning members of society, and that you can do heroin and you can be a productive member of society. And I had questions about that because
I'd have
in
a lot
my
of
world,
questions
yeah,
about that.
It's like,
I've
what do
never
you-
seen that. I've never heard that statement. I had questions,
Yeah.
and it's just overcoming your own personal bullshit to say, "Hey, this
Yeah.
is what I'm thinking. What does that mean to you?"
Because
Or
like in
asking
your
the
head,
question.
yeah, in your head, like you build up like an image of whatever topic it is. Like you build up your own information or
Mhm.
wall, like so to speak, and because you haven't asked the questions or you don't know how to ask or
So
you
you
don't
just
want to.
assume things in your own mind.
Yeah, so you start assuming things, and then you build up this whole personality of or topic or whatever that
Mhm.
realistically you don't know anything about. Like Skylar, like we went to daycare together, and like it's still like I don't know. I mean, obviously, like everything, like I'm not like I'm curious.
Yeah, I'm genuinely curious too. Like I had class with him in high school, or I'm sorry if that's the wrong pronoun, but I had class with him. I'm sorry if that's the wrong pronoun again, but and he went by Thomas, and that's all I know him as is Thomas. So it'd be interesting to hear his like story on how he feels about everything, and that's cool. That's cool that you have that like comfortability where you can actually ask that question now and stuff, and not come off like as a douche or something
working
making
on it.
fun of that. Yeah,
I'm
that's
working on the
good.
comfortability. I
Mhm.
definitely have the curiosity, and I think most
Mhm.
people do.
Yeah,
Like, if you
genuinely.
don't know about some
Yeah.
shit,
I'd love to ask. Yeah.
yeah. It's mainly just stripping away my own ego and my own bullshit and saying, we're in this space. Like, I'm genuinely interested in what you have to say, so I'm gonna ask these questions. And
Mhm.
I've said some shit. I had this one lady snap on me for some shit that I said, and I didn't expect it at all because I didn't think what I was saying was wild at all.
Right.
I've done that before too.
And she snapped on me, and I was like, oh, it caught me off guard for a second.
Like,
And
oh,
we
sorry.
kind of brought it back in, and we kept talking. And it's like, that's what that should be.
Mhm.
Like, if I go too far with a question, somebody's going to say some shit, I'll counter and we'll try to bring it back. But you have to accept that sometimes you have to ask the question. If nothing else, to just find out if there is a reasonable response to
Mhm.
it, I think, you know?
Absolutely, yeah.
And you just got to treat it like, really circling back to what you said, I'm just trying to recreate those bonfire moments. Because
Yeah.
those times where you're just sitting at a bonfire with your friends, like, those were some of the most impactful moments in my life. And I attribute a
Absolutely.
lot of
Yeah.
who I am to bouncing ideas off my friends and seeing, okay, is this an idea
Mhm.
that I should hold on to? Is this, well, you know, what kind of person do I want to be? I
Yeah.
almost called this podcast a curbside with Nick Flores because a lot of the most influential conversations I've ever had in my life were at those bonfires
Mhm.
and on the curb outside of parties at 2 a.m.
Yep.
Drunk with friends talking about life and,
Mhm.
you know, what this means and, you know, where do you see yourself going and what kind of person do you want to be, or at midnight driving around town just
Mhm.
talking about life. Like those,
Oh,
and I
dude,
think we can all
we
relate to.
we did
Yeah.
that all the time.
I think we can all. That's a
Awesome.
universal
Yeah.
feeling of. I just want to talk. There's no, because when you're with your friends, if I say some racy shit or some fucked up shit, you're gonna laugh or you're gonna be like, dude, that you can't say that
Yeah.
shit.
No,
Like
no,
that cannot
absolutely.
leave this room. And that's how we should all be with each other. And what that is I know you're not a piece of shit.
Right.
You
Mhm.
know I'm not a piece of shit. So if I say something that's a little
Yep.
risky,
fence,
you're like,
yeah.
You know I'm a good person. You know
Yeah.
where my
Mhm.
heart is. You know where
Yeah.
I'm coming from. That's the key. That's the key to
Yeah, absolutely.
everything. As long as you're just not intentionally trying to be a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Even if somebody takes something wrong, you know who you are. That's been my long-winded rant of
Yeah.
trying to figure out how to balance this thing. For sure.
Yeah.
Okay. I think we can wrap it there, guys, because
Yeah.
we did 250.
Uh,
I think this was a solid intro. We're definitely going to have you both on now. Everybody, you're not nervous about it anymore. It's
Oh,
all
yeah.
cool.
Oh yeah,
cool.
absolutely. Yeah.
Like, my girl was asking us before we left. She's like, "What are you guys gonna talk about?" I'm like,
I don't know.
I have no clue.
Yeah, I didn't know if I should go like look up like I knocked like that was definitely like one of the things was like the whole Russia and Ukraine thing. I was like, well, crap. It was like all I know is that one started shooting the other, then the other one started firing back, and then fucking gas prices went through the goddamn roof.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's like
Yeah.
that's all I know. It's just like I don't know. Like I imagine that probably will come up. I mean,
Mhm.
like I'm not gonna have really a whole lot to say. I mean, but like I wasn't exactly sure like what to scan over or
Right.
scam or anything
Like,
like
I
that.
wasn't sure if I needed to read up or not read up.
Do
but-
some homework. Do I have to do some homework to do this?
yeah. I wasn't sure if I was like should have watched more of your podcast to like see
Yeah.
conversation shit. But
I've had people say that. I'm like, no, what? Just
No, that's definitely helped a lot though.
Come
Like I'm
on.
not gonna lie. Like I watched all my brothers. I watched Mary's. I watched Cass's. I watched Haley's. I watched Jordan's. There's been all kinds of that like that I watched, and it's just like it's cool because like there's not a specific set of things to talk about. It's just
Mhm.
like it bounces all around, and then yeah, it sometimes it circles back, and we talk more about that subject, and then whole different ball game. I'm just like that's cool. It's not like where you feel pressured to talk about one thing and make sure it's like a
okay,
certain
yeah.
thing the entire time. Like that's definitely cool. It's a lot more open minded. It's a lot more like bonfire, like back to the bonfire type. It's just
Yo, that'd be a
it's
cool
a
name.
lot better.
The Bonfire. That'd be a cool name.
that'd be a solid podcast. I feel like you
That's
have
our
to have
next-
a. You guys should start that. But have a little.
Whoa.
Have a little fire pit in
Yeah.
your studio,
That'd
and
be
then you can
cool.
just sit around in like sweet lounge chairs, talk shit.
cool.
Podcast. I tell
Yeah.
everybody to do a podcast. I'm like, do it. Everybody could do it. This shit's not complicated.
It's fun.
No.
It's a lot like
I could see you two doing a podcast.
Like
I told that. I think I've told that to Dustin and them. I try to tell everybody that if somebody comes on and like you can tell that
it's good.
they're
It's a good
they're good
conversation.
talking. Like most people can talk. It's just
Yeah.
crafting it a
Yeah.
little bit. I say that like I can do that. I'm still working
Oh
on it.
yeah.
But this dude,
It's fun.
you
It's a
should
good
hang out with
time.
your fucking friends and drink
Yep.
beer.
That's
and,
all
yeah,
it is.
That's a good time.
yeah. I've got no complaints.
Yeah.
I love it. I can't think of a better way to kill my Saturday night.
Yeah. Honestly.
Why not?
Yeah.
Now that we're adults and we got adult shit to do, it's like
Yeah.
I ain't going out and getting fucking absolutely fucking smashed at the bar and
Yeah.
spend $150 on 2 shots
for
and
what?
fucking 4 beers.
Be puking it all
Come
up a few
home
hours
and
later.
regretting every single
Yeah,
decision.
absolutely.
Wake up the next day.
Sabrina
sober,
did that
I'm done.
today, dude.
Shout out to
funny.
Sabrina. She did that shit last
Did
night.
she? She did
Yeah,
it last
she's all,
night.
she's all, man, I hate those car bombs or whatever she's
like,
doing.
I'm never drinking again. I was like,
the Irish car bombs,
No,
I could be mistaken, but I think
Jaeger bombs.
No, I think it was car bombs.
Yeah.
I think.
It was car bombs, but then, I mean, it could have been Irish car
There's
bomb.
so many. I mean,
Dude,
take your
there's
pick.
so many different drinks out there. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
I remember that time. Again, this was a long time ago. We were at your parents' house drinking, and
Allegedly,
we
were all 21.
all
back then.
21, 100%. Oh yeah,
Of age.
and we were drinking and stuff, and I forgot how it came about, but me and you started pounding a beer, and I pounded one. You're all, holy shit!
Kid
Like,
should have been in a frat.
you're like, you should have been in a frat. I'm like,
Did I say that?
yeah.
Oh,
Dude,
damn.
I remember that night.
And
I
I
was standing
did.
outside in the porch. I remember that.
I looked at you and I'm like, yeah, what can I say? My brother's an alcoholic, my dad's an alcoholic,
Hey.
so, you know.
That might have been the night
It happens.
I was puking tequila
Oh, yeah.
on the. Okay, yeah. I
Off
don't-
the
I don't-
half-finished patio, I think it was.
No,
Right?
that was there was. Mary was puking in the backyard. That was
that
Mary.
was
I think that was that.
bad.
Yeah, I was in the front yard
Yeah,
puking
'cause-
on the plant.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like,
I
I,
puked out there
remember
too,
everybody
yeah.
leaving. I was like, bye guys. Oh, and then I went back inside and there were a few of us left. And
Yeah,
I think I had another drink. I was like, okay, I'm out. You know,
yeah.
that's all part of the fun. You need, and she's 22.
Mary?
No, Sabrina,
She's 20,
22,
22.
21,
She's 22.
22.
Yes.
She's still at that age. We should still be at that age. I talk about that like I'm fucking 40.
You
Right.
look for it, though.
Should have seen me with my beard, bro. I shaved to this morning, I think, actually, or yesterday I shaved. It was getting a little scraggly.
Mine was,
I was looking like an
trim
old
it up a
man.
little bit.
I was like, okay.
mine was scraggly right when, like, COVID hit. Because I had a job where I was like, I don't have to shave. Fuck yeah. I grew it out for the first time. Looked a little rough. It was long. I mean, it wasn't long, but it was like down, little overhang. I was just like, shh. And then I had to shave. So I thought I was gonna go work with him. I was like, I can't do a goatee. Just can't. So I shaved.
It works, man. You're pulling it off.
I dig it, dude. I love my goatee.
That's a solid look.
Dude, I'm so lucky that my work decided to have.
Dude, clean shave, Zack. Stay away, kids. That's all
Bro,
I gotta
that was-
say.
Dude, there for a brief. I think I had a mustache for like 2 days.
The mustache
maybe two.
works. He doesn't believe it, but it works,
know,
bro.
No, absolutely
works.
not.
It's super bushy.
It's hard.
Dude,
Looks
it's
like
hard.
you should be wearing
It's hard.
aviators.
rough,
Pulling off
dude.
just a mustache is hard. You get a little pedophile real fast.
Dude, I have a rough.
That's
Because
me.
my mustache is
I
all.
can't do it. I look like I should not be within 50 yards of a
school.
playground. Yeah.
Yep, absolutely.
I can't do it.
I had
I tried,
one, dude.
and I didn't even try. I didn't leave my house. I just shaved it to the mustache. Looked in the mirror, was like, not today.
Yeah, nope.
Yeah.
Here goes.
Mine was. Oh, this is when I had like. It was scraggly. This is a rough photo. I'm not gonna lie. I hope the camera can't see this. That's a rough photo. Yeah. And
You
it's
went
one of the
outside
mean-
like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
went outside like that?
You went
And
outside?
then Justin found this picture. I'm like, wow, that's crazy. That's identical.
Damn.
But yeah.
That's rough. Dude, that's the good thing about having friends like that is
They rip on you.
they
It was
roast the
like-
shit out of you. I love that. I have friends. I took a picture. I was growing out my hair, and I had a long beard, and I took a picture and sent it to this group chat that I have with a couple friends from college. And I was just getting roasted in the chat, and I got a haircut the next day. I was like, yeah, I needed that.
Like,
Thanks,
nope,
guys. Because I was
I'm
like,
done.
I'm feeling pretty good. And then a couple of months later, I had a buddy who was talking match. He had just gotten a cut and was talking match. He was like feeling himself, you know? And I went onto his Facebook and found a picture of him from like middle school and texted to the chat just to humble him. And I was like, yeah, remember where you came from. Just
Same.
just to bring
Same.
it back.
You were here, okay?
But you need to be able to bust balls with your
absolutely.
friends.
Yeah, dude.
Absolutely.
That's all
That's
part
the
of it.
biggest thing, dude.
Yeah.
I
If I can't talk shit to somebody,
I
And
look
then
like
you can't dish it right back.
dude. I
Yeah.
look like
Can't
a
go.
freaking German like.
that's
soldier.
rapey.
That's rough.
That is a German soldier.
It's rough because it's all blonde.
That's-
So yeah, it's not the move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was
I think it's good that we moved past that.
it was
Yeah,
long
definitely.
though. Like I had to shave all of it. It was a big jump. Big
Dude,
jump.
I would not. I would make sure nobody ever gets a hold of your phone.
Dude, I'm telling you.
That'd be fucked.
And then I freaking, ironically enough, worked at Goslin's. Only thing you could have, goatee.
Yeah.
Goatee looks rough.
That's a weird thing. You can have a goatee.
I don't know.
Just
man.
have a clean cut beard.
Well, that's
But
how it
you
is
can
now.
have a
They
beard.
changed ownership, but that's how it is now.
Oh, they made it that way. Okay.
Like you can have a beard and keep it nice and tight, nice and thick, and
Not look homeless.
It looks
you can be
good,
fine.
yeah,
As long as
not
it's
like
not
all
like dead,
scraggly
hairy,
and-
and like every,
not like 3 different directions or whatever. But
Yeah.
like you can have.
No, you
facial
pull
hair.
you
Have
you
good.
pull off the goatee, man. That's a good look.
There you go.
I support that.
But it's just weird though, cause like my dad's been had a mustache all my life. I picture myself with a mustache. I'm like, no.
Some people
So-
can pull it
It's
off,
just-
but it's
just
rare.
weird.
yeah.
The mustache is a hard one.
It
Like, I'm
is,
sorry,
honestly.
but cops, if you become a cop, I'm sorry, but you don't need to grow a mustache.
It's tough though. I feel
There's
like
so many
the
people
only
with a
way you
mustache
should
in
have
the
a
code.
mustache if it's like thick, bushy, like freaking girth on it. Otherwise, you're like, oof.
It's dicey.
Yeah.
Rough, yeah.
That's dicey.
But Dustin can't grow any facial hair. That's tough.
Sorry, Dustin. I wasn't even gonna bring
Sorry.
you up, man. I was thinking about you, but I wasn't gonna say
Dude, I
anything.
think it's so funny, dude. When he lets it go for like a week or two, it looks like dirt.
It literally looks like his upper lip's dirty. Like he needs to wipe it off. It's so funny. He needs to grow it out.
Some people can't. Some people cannot grow. Dude, I've had a mustache since
Seventh
fifth
grade.
grade?
Yeah, it's rough.
I was
dude.
like in elementary school rocking that. Like,
Yeah.
Some people hit that shit early.
yeah. Some people don't ever hit it. That's the
Yeah,
other thing.
exactly.
Some people hit it early. Some people don't hit it.
Some people got it, some people don't.
Yeah.
I grow a wicked neck beard though.
Do you?
Wicked. Same thing with
Never,
my older
I
brother.
always keep my shit trimmed down on my neck.
I can't stand it. But like my older brother's bad. Like it grows in like very faint right here, and then you take like a thumb, go like this, bald as can be, but wicked neck beard. But my dad, my real dad, full beard, like super thick, all of it. I'm like, what the fuck? I want that. Like when he was in, my brother went to Afghanistan. The whole time he was gone, my dad grew it all out, and it's fucking.
Oh, a serious beard.
Oh yeah, yeah. I was like, dude, I want to do that. That's crazy.
My shit grows in high. If I don't trim
Yeah.
it up, my shit'll grow.
Yeah,
Like,
I can
almost,
see it a little
you
bit.
could see it. Yeah, I mean,
Goes up
I
a
haven't
little bit.
shaved in a day or two. You could see it almost grows like
Into
high
eyelash,
cheeks. High
yeah.
cheeks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never tried to grow out the full thing because I would.
Yeah.
Come on.
It would
be a new
be-
trend, dude.
Nobody
trend.
would come on this podcast. I'd
Have
be
you
sitting here
seen-
talking to myself.
Have you seen the new trend where people are doing double mustaches?
What is that?
Oh, dude, I was scrolling through TikTok one day, or like 2 nights ago, something like that. I was just laying in bed scrolling through, fuck this dude. This ad popped up. New trend, men with double mustaches.
How do you have a double
What does that look
mustache?
like?
It's literally like like those curly mustaches.
Yeah.
This dude,
What is that, like the handlebar mustache?
handlebar, I believe,
Or
is
like
out
the little,
and down.
the
Oh,
little,
but
like
still,
swirl.
But
on
yeah,
it, yeah.
but they had the same thing. They had the fancy one or whatever you want to call it,
Mhm.
and they literally had it down here too.
That's disgusting.
I was like,
That's tough.
what?
That's tough.
And
Yeah,
then,
that's
like,
not a trend we need.
They had the whole like,
Like wax in it and everything.
yeah, it was baby smooth. It was baby smooth between like whatever you did in your mustache, you did down here,
That's tough.
and I was just like,
How do you
what
do
kind of trend is that?
Why would you want to do that? That's
That's
a better
tough.
question.
It's like what? So you get your 15 seconds of fame on TikTok for? I'm sorry, 3.
The real,
But I was just like, what the hell?
the only like facial hair thing that I can't get behind is like soul patches. You know, where it's just
Yeah, that's
just right here.
that might be worse than the
That's
mustache.
tough. Yeah, that's tough. My dad did it. It was long.
Just a soul,
Just right here.
long soul
It
patch.
was like down to here. I'm like, I'm gonna get some scissors. I'll be right back, pal. That's tough.
Go like this,
Yeah, it's tough.
shoots it out. What
Yeah,
the
that's
hell, dude.
shoots it out. Yeah, that's a rough one.
Yeah.
All right, boys. Plug your shit. Where can people find you? Where can they get a hold of you? If you want to plug, you do not have to plug your stuff.
I don't know. My Instagram probably. Jake60.
Okay. All right.
Almost road to 1,000 followers. No, just kidding.
All right. On that note, we can wrap that shit up.
no, we can end
All
that
right.
shit.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, guys. I appreciate the
Yeah.
fuck out of it. This was a hell. We got to do this
Sweet.
again. This
Oh,
was a hell of a
absolutely.
lot of
I'll
fun.
definitely come back. Yeah,
Okay.
anytime.
Get another
Anytime.
6-pack. We'll go hard. We'll start taking shots on the next one. That's when real shit comes out. That's when everybody goes in.
Might Might have to let me see the edit of that one.
Yeah, right. That's the one we're gonna start clipping.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, guys.
Yeah.
All right, thank you, man.